Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. Fantasy. Give opportunities and double the rewards. Chapter 21. After watching for a while, Shangguan Mingyu slowly closed the 9 Mysteries of Tianyan, her eyes showing joy. Subsequently, Shangguan Mingyu turned his attention to Zhang Chen. He said softly, "Thank you, I like it very much." The words fell. She put the secret book away solemnly. Time flies. The two chatted while drinking tea. Unknowingly, a bright light appeared on the horizon. "Look at the sun rising slowly in the east." Zhang Chen turned his head and looked at Shangguan Mingyu. "You're in such a hurry to leave, why can't you stay here for a while?" Shangguan Mingyu slowly shook his head. He responded, "I can't delay it any longer. They originally wanted me to go back 3 days ago. When it comes to this." Shangguan Mingyu slowly lowered his head, his voice became a little weaker, and he did not continue speaking. Zhang Chen nodded slightly, without speaking, but slowly stretched out his arm and put his arm around Shangguan Mingyu's shoulders. Shangguan Mingyu tilted her body slightly and rested her head on Zhang Chen's shoulder. At this time, neither of them spoke, gazing at the rising sun. Unknowingly, the two of them sat like this for half an hour. Shangguan Mingyu said softly, "It's time for me to go." Upon hearing this, Zhang Chen slowly turned his head and looked at Shangguan Mingyu. Since the two of them were leaning on each other, when he turned his head, the tips of their noses were almost touching. At this time, feeling Zhang Chen's masculine aura coming towards his face, a blush quickly rose on Shangguan Mingyu's cheeks, and her heart beat faster. Other side, looking at the delicate face in front of him, Zhang Chen couldn't help but feel a flutter in his heart. Couldn't help but move closer. Soon, the tips of their noses touched. As the tips of their noses touched, Shangguan Mingyu slowly closed her eyes, which could be seen from the trembling eyelashes. She was very nervous at this time. He was just trying to act calm. Smelling the faint fragrance of Shangguan Mingyu, Zhang Chen slowly turned his head. Their lips quickly touched. Shangguan Mingyu's body suddenly stiffened, and her mind went blank for a moment. The hands were clasped together tightly. She looked a little at a loss at this moment. After a few breaths of time, Zhang Chen slowly raised his head. Shangguan Mingyu still had her eyes closed and her cheeks were extremely red. Zhang Chen stopped when he felt his movements. Shangguan Mingyu quickly moved her eyelashes a few times and slowly opened her beautiful eyes. As soon as I opened my eyes, Shangguan Mingyu saw Zhang Chen in front of her. When I think of what happened just now, she lowered her head quickly. "Don't dare to look at him." It took a while. Shangguan Mingyu's mood gradually calmed down, and the blush on her cheeks slowly receded. He took a deep look at Zhang Chen. Shangguan Mingyu took out a pendant from her arms. Handed it over. She said softly, "This is my favorite jade pendant. You must keep it and return it to me next time we meet." Zhang Chen took the jade pendant from Shangguan Mingyu. He said seriously, "Don't worry, I will definitely return the jade pendant to you intact." Seeing the serious look on Zhang Chen's face, Shangguan Mingyu couldn't help but smile, looking very happy. Subsequently, she slowly stood up from her seat. Zhang Chen originally wanted to get up. Shangguan Mingyu reached out and held his shoulder. "How about you stay here and wait until I leave before leaving? I want you to remember the most beautiful side of me." Listening to Shangguan Mingyu's slightly pleading tone, Zhang Chen stopped getting up. He nodded slightly. "See, Zhang Chen, agree to your request." Shangguan Mingyu slowly raised her arm, gently caressed Zhang Chen's cheek, then turned and left. Zhang Chen didn't look back. His eyes were still fixed on the slowly rising sun. He understands. The reason Shangguan Mingyu didn't let him see her off was because he was afraid of crying when they parted. "That's why I chose to use this method." Under the attic. As soon as Shangguan Mingyu walked downstairs, Xiaoling appeared in her sight, carrying a lot of things with her. "Xiaoling, Miss, Master Zhang." Shangguan Mingyu, "It's okay, let's leave first." Seeing that Shangguan Mingyu was unwilling to say more, Xiaoling didn't dwell on the matter, and the two quickly walked out of the attic. They did not go down the mountain. Instead, he walked towards the dense forest on the side. When about to leave, Shangguan Mingyu couldn't help but glance back. Whispered, "Chen, I'll wait for you." The words fell. Shangguan Mingyu quickly turned her head. Leading Xiaoling through the forest quickly, the aura about her that made people repulsive from thousands of miles away emerged again. A veil was also put back on the cheek. It didn't take long for Xing to leave. They met a group of men in black. There was a sedan next to it. After the leading man saw Shangguan Mingyu, he immediately spoke respectfully. Miss, the master of the house asked us to come and pick you up, please get on the sedan. Shangguan Mingyu glanced at the other party coldly. He stepped into the sedan chair. Subsequently, several men in black quickly lifted the sedan, then stepped directly into the void, and soon disappeared. Other side, Zhang Chen sat in the attic for about half a stick of incense, and then slowly stood up from his seat. He did not look for Shangguan Mingyu anymore, but walked directly towards the foot of the mountain. But, as soon as he walked out of the attic path, Zhang Chen noticed that someone was secretly observing him. The corners of his mouth raised slightly. Subsequently, Zhang Chen did not take the main road back to Yang's house. Instead, he turned around and walked into a remote path. Not long after Zhang Chen left, two people quickly rushed out of the bushes on the left, their eyes fixed on the direction where Zhang Chen disappeared. He pondered for a while. A dark-skinned man spoke first. I'll go over and follow Zhang Chen first. Just go and notify Master Xiao and the others immediately and ask them to bring someone over. Good. Upon hearing this, the other man nodded in response and quickly ran towards the main entrance of Tianxiang Tower. And the man with dark skin. Then he quickly chased in the direction where Zhang Chen disappeared. Not a moment, the man saw Zhang Chen's figure. He doesn't walk very fast. It looks like you are traveling around the mountains and rivers. But the dark-skinned man always felt like something was wrong. There are bushes on this trail. Although there are some plants around here, it looks desolate no matter how you look at it. Not the kind of place suitable for viewing scenery at all. In his opinion, the only good thing about this place is that you don't have to worry about being attacked by ferocious beasts. He really can't think of anything else. Seeing that Zhang Chen was not walking very fast, the man also slowly stopped his speed and followed him from a distance. The swarthy man thought to himself, HMPH, no matter what this guy wants to do, as long as I wait for the young master and the others to come over, my mission today will be successfully completed. Think of this. The man's mood immediately improved a lot. About half an hour later, Xiaoyun relied on the marks left by the man along the way and successfully reunited with him. After seeing Zhang Chen's figure, a cruel smile appeared at the corner of Xiaoyun's mouth. He said coldly, God help me, I thought this plan was going to go to waste again, but I didn't expect Zhang Chen to be so anxious to die, he even chose his own cemetery. Bai Hongfei on the side heard this. There was also a sneer on the corner of his mouth. The two looked at each other. His eyes quickly scanned the surroundings, but he did not immediately rush to find trouble for Zhang Chen. Shashasha, not a moment. Two middle-aged men walked over quickly. He whispered to Xiaoyun, Young master, we have already explored the surrounding area, and it is basically certain that Zhang Chen came out alone this time, and no one was following him secretly. Upon hearing this, Xiaoyun's eyes lit up immediately, and Bai Hongfei on the side also raised the corners of his mouth slightly. He showed a cruel smile. Swish. Subsequently, Xiaoyun and Bai Hongfei no longer hid and rushed out with their men. The distance between the two sides is getting closer. Xiaoyun, second young master Zhang, what a coincidence today is. I didn't expect to meet you in a place like this. As it gets closer, Xiaoyun took the initiative and started shouting. I heard someone speak. Zhang Chen's forward steps suddenly stopped, the corners of his mouth raised slightly, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. But when Zhang Chen turned his head, those emotions were suppressed by him in an instant, and a look of confusion appeared deliberately on his cheeks. His eyes turned to Xiaoyun, the leader. He opened his mouth and said, Second young master Xiao, I didn't expect to meet you here. Are you here for a stroll too? The words fell. Zhang Chen also showed an, I understand you, expression on his face. It was as if he was seeing someone of the same kind. However, faced with Zhang Chen's words, Xiaoyun had no intention of replying, and just stared at him calmly. His eyes were full of teasing. Poof! Bai Hongfei let out a burst of mocking laughter. He said in a cold voice, We are not here for a stroll, but we came here specifically to see you, second young master Zhang. Zhang Chen, are you looking for me specifically? I don't know what you want to do by bringing so many people here to look for me. At this time, although Zhang Chen was very aware of what the other party was thinking, he still chose to play dumb and wanted to see what tricks they would play. At the same time, his eyes also swept over the others. I have to say, Xiao Yun and his 2 men really put in a lot of effort this time, and there were actually 2 8th level body forging cultivators among their group. To know, among the 4 major families in Kamikaze City, the highest known cultivation level currently is only the 4th level peak of the Divine Sea Realm. If you can break through to the 1st level of the Divine Sea Realm, they can all directly become the elders of the clan. And below the Divine Sea Realm, a monk who is above the 7th level of the body training realm. They can all be considered the mainstay of the family. Today, 2 8th level body forging realms appeared at once, which shows that Xiao Yun and others only wanted to kill Zhang Chen. It also took a lot of effort. Other side, listening to the questions from Zhang Chen's mouth, Bai Hongfei didn't intend to go around in circles with him anymore. He stared at Zhang Chen with cold eyes. He said coldly, "We came here specially to see you off, second young Master Zhang, on your way." The words fell. Bai Hongfei no longer concealed his murderous intention and looked at Zhang Chen with amusement in his eyes. Upon hearing this, Zhang Chen pretended to be very scared. He subconsciously took 2 steps back. He said in a deep voice, "You actually want to kill me, aren't you afraid of the Zhang family's revenge?" Looking at Zhang Chen's frightened look, Bai Hongfei's face showed a look of satisfaction. He liked to see the frightened expressions on the faces of dying people. Hee. Other side, Xiao Yun heard what Zhang Chen said. A burst of laughter burst out from his mouth. He said in a deep voice, "The Zhang family is already strong on the outside. What do we have to be afraid of? You escaped by chance last time, but you won't have such a good chance today. Besides, this place is deserted. If I kill you, no one will find you. Even if the Zhang family knows that you are dead in the end, I won't suspect us." Ha ha ha. The words fell. Bai Hongfei and Xiao Yun laughed out loud at the same time. However, I laughed for a while. The expressions of the 2 of them softened, and they realized that something was wrong with Zhang Chen's reaction. Usually, a normal person encounters this situation. Even if you are not afraid of death, there will always be a little bit of fear on the face. But at this time, Zhang Chen was so calm, and his calm expression even made Xiao Yun feel a little confused. But when I thought about having an 8th level bodybuilding monk sitting in charge, their expressions returned to normal again. They feel, this must be Zhang Chen pretending to be calm and trying to gain a chance of survival, so he is just pretending to be a ghost. After thinking about this, the sarcasm on their faces became even stronger. However, just then, Zhang Chen's voice slowly came out. "This is indeed a good place for killing people and stealing goods. Since you are so eager to die, then I will help you." Seeing that Zhang Chen dared to die, he was so stubborn. Bai Hongfei immediately turned to look at the man behind him. He said angrily, "Lu Nang, break this guy's limbs. I will make him die in pain and despair." "Yes, master." Bai Hongfei had just finished speaking. One of the 8th level body forging cultivators took a step forward and quickly rushed towards Zhang Chen. As his own momentum continues to increase, a small cyclone appeared around. A whirring sound was heard in the air. "Lu Nang, boy, dare to offend Master Bai, accept the punishment honestly." While speaking, Lu Nang used his palm as a knife. He chopped towards Zhang Chen's hands. It seemed that he wanted to cripple his hands first. Seeing the distance between the 2 getting closer, Zhang Chen still stood there in a daze. Bai Hongfei and Xiao Yun immediately looked happy, and the smiles on their faces became more intense. Bang! However, what happened next? But the pupils of the 2 suddenly shrank, and Bai Hongfei couldn't help but screamed directly. "Bai Hongfei, how is it possible?" At this time, Lu Nang not only failed to chop Zhang Chen, but his arm was directly pinched by his wrist. Crack, crack, ah! As Zhang Chen's strength continued to increase, a crisp sound of bones breaking was heard, and the man's face suddenly turned blue and purple, and then he let out a scream. Hearing this scream, Xiao Yun quickly recovered from his shock and cast his eyes on the people behind him. He said in a deep voice, "Don't stand there, come together now, we must keep this guy today." As Xiao Yun's voice fell, Another body forging 8th level rushed out quickly, holding a short sword in his hand, and went straight to Zhang Chen's vitals. This cultivator was named Zhao Er. He was brought here by Bai Hongfei. Swish. On the other side, Xiao Yun and others were not willing to lag behind, and they took out their weapons and rushed towards Zhang Chen. Although Zhang Chen's strength was surprising, but Xiao Yun was not panicked. In his opinion, we have 2 8th level body forging monks, plus they are helping us. It will be no problem to take down Zhang Chen. Brush. In the blink of an eye, Zhao Er rushed to Zhang Chen, the dagger in his hand flashed with cold light, and stabbed straight into his chest. Other side, Lu Neng, whose arm was grabbed, also looked grim. I saw. The true energy in his body was moving rapidly, and his other arm quickly reached into his arms. A green dagger was drawn from it. Brush. Subsequently, Lu Neng is holding a green dagger, stabbed towards Zhang Chen's lower abdomen. Boom. However, at this critical moment, a wall of air suddenly appeared around Zhang Chen, blocking the attacks of the 2 men. Bang bang. The 2 men's daggers landed on the qi wall at the same time. No matter how hard they increased their qi, they could not break through the qi wall. Zhao Er. This is the Gang Qi body protection. He is a strong man in the Divine Sea realm. After screaming, Zhao Er quickly retreated back. At this time, his face was full of horror, and even more of it was disbelief. Zhao Er went back, but Lu Neng's arm was firmly grasped by Zhang Chen, and he had no chance to resist. Divine Sea realm. When Xiao Yun and others heard this, they immediately stopped in their tracks and looked at Zhang Chen in disbelief. Phew. Ahem. Just then, Zhang Chen snatched the dagger from Lu Neng's hand and stabbed it into his chest with his backhand. Not a moment, Lu Neng's body began to twitch, and he was foaming at the mouth. After struggling for a few times, there was no movement. Obviously, this dagger of his has poison on it. Bai Hongfei. Dead, dead. Seeing that the people he brought died like this, Bai Hongfei finally showed a look of horror on his face. Especially seeing Zhang Chen's cold gaze made his body tremble uncontrollably. Escape. Although they didn't understand why Zhang Chen suddenly became a monk in the Divine Sea realm, they had an instinctive survival reaction. Let them react quickly. He turned around and ran away. Swish. As soon as Bai Hongfei moved, Xiao Yun on the side also turned around and ran away without the slightest trace of nostalgia. At the same time, he shouted to the rest of his men, "Stop him, stop him. If something happens to me today, your people will definitely not end well." Upon hearing this, the 8th level body forging monk immediately paused. After hesitating for a while, he still chose to run away. He had no intention of turning around to stop Zhang Chen. Seeing that those with the highest level of cultivation all ran away, naturally the others would not be stupid enough to die. They all ran desperately. After realizing this, Xiao Yun's lungs were about to explode with anger. He said angrily, "Just wait for me. When I return this time, I will definitely kill all your people." Brush. However, before everyone could run far away, Zhang Chen had already begun to take action, with the true energy in his body circulating rapidly. A surging power instantly spread throughout his body. Boom. The back foot suddenly exerts force. Zhang Chen was like an arrow from Lizan, rushing towards Xiao Yun and others at high speed. Not a moment. Zhang Chen blocked everyone's path, his eyes flashed with endless cold light, and he just stared at everyone. Seeing that there is no way to escape. At this time, Xiao Yun could no longer suppress the fear in his heart. He knelt down directly with a plop. Then he said, "Second young Master Zhang, you don't remember the faults of villains, please let me go this time. We were just playing around with you just now. We really didn't want to do anything to you." Bang bang bang. The words fell. Xiao Yun also kowtowed heavily several times. Bai Hongfei on the side saw Xiao Yun kneel down and beg for mercy. "Even though there are 100 reluctances in my heart, in order to save my own life." After a short period of inner struggle, he also slowly knelt down. He spoke in agreement. "Xiao Yun is right, we just wanted to joke with you." Zhang Chen. "Oh, is that really the case?" Seeing Zhang Chen's attitude change, Xiao Yun's eyes immediately showed a hint of joy. He quickly spoke again. "Yes, I just want to make a joke with you. You must believe us." The words fell. Xiao Yun lowered his head again, his attitude seemed very humble. Bai Hongfei on the side also followed suit. Only after the two lowered their heads, their faces were full of humiliation, and a trace of resentment flashed in their eyes. Xiao Yun roared in his heart. Zhang Chen, how dare you humiliate me like this? I, Xiao Yun, will definitely kill you. At this time, Bai Hongfei's palms clenched the ground, obviously feeling very uncomfortable inside. But in order to save his own life, he threw the so-called dignity directly behind him. After all, the green hills are still there, so you don't have to worry about running out of firewood. If you really die here, there will be nothing left. Ha ha. After a while of silence, Zhang Chen burst into laughter. He said sarcastically, "Do you treat me like a 3-year-old child? If you do something wrong, you have to pay the corresponding price." Upon hearing this, Zhao Er, who was not far away, immediately said nothing. He turned around and started running again. Xiao Yun and Bai Hongfei also changed their expressions. They suddenly stood up from the ground and quickly retreated towards the rear. Phew, poof. However, before Zhao Er could run far, a green dagger flew out and pierced his body directly. Boom! Under Zhang Chen's blow, Zhao Er's body quickly flew forward for a distance and then hit the ground heavily. Combined with the poison on the dagger, he quickly lost his vitality. Xiao Yun, Zhang Chen, if we die, the Xiao family and the Bai family will never let go of the Zhang family. Are you sure you can bear the consequences? The Zhang family is having a hard time now. Seeing that begging for mercy is useless, Xiao Yun simply threatened him directly. Bai Hongfei on the side retreated at the same time. He also said, "The Zhang family has already offended the Yun family. If you have a grudge against our two families again, do you think you still have a foothold in Kamikaze City?" Facing the threat of two people, Zhang Chen's expression did not change at all. He said coldly, "I won't bother you two to worry about what will happen to the Zhang family, because you won't have the chance to see it." Brush. Zhang Chen's figure moved. Soon he came to the two men, grabbed their necks, and lifted them up from the ground. Facing the strength of Zhang Chen's divine sea realm, Xiao Yun and Bai Hongfei were unable to resist at all. They felt suffocated quickly and their faces turned extremely red. Xiao Yun, Zhang Chen, you must not. Click. Before Xiao Yun could finish speaking, Zhang Chen directly crushed his neck. When Bai Hongfei saw this scene, he knew that he would definitely die today. His expression immediately hardened. He roared angrily, Zhang Chen, even if I, Bai Hongfei, die today, I won't make it easy for you." The words fell. The aura in Bai Hongfei's body began to riot. Phew. However, before it lasted long, Zhang Chen casually shattered Bai Hongfei's dantian, and the aura around him disappeared. Bai Hongfei. You. Click. Zhang Chen's arm suddenly exerted force. Bai Hongfei was also dealt with casually. Certainly. Naturally, he didn't let the others go either. Not a moment. The people who came to surround him this time were all killed by Zhang Chen, leaving no one alive. With the experience from the last time, Zhang Chen didn't feel any discomfort this time, and his expression was unusually calm. Boom. Move with the true energy. These corpses were quickly piled together by Zhang Chen. Subsequently, he carried these corpses deeper and deeper. We walked forward for about half a stick of incense. Zhang Chen threw the body into a canyon. Then he turned around and left. Ho ho. Not long after Zhang Chen left, many ferocious beasts smelled the smell of blood in the air and quickly surrounded the body. Suddenly, roars continued in the canyon. Brush, brush, brush. Zhang Chen kept jumping in the forest. After a while he was back on the street. Then he restrained his breath. He walked slowly towards Yang's house. Zhang Chen understood. It won't take long for the two aristocratic families to notice the news of the death of Xiao Yun and others, so they chose to destroy the corpses and eliminate any traces. I just want to delay the progress of their investigation, if the Xiao and Bai families attack at this time. That would be very detrimental to the Zhang family. It may even trigger a chain reaction. After all, the truth that everyone pushes against the wall. Zhang Chen still understood it very well. Moreover, as long as the Zhang family falls, the extra resources will be a huge fortune, and many people will already be salivating. While walking, Zhang Chen used the remaining chance points to exchange for a martial art called Hidden Chi Ju from the chance store. This is a functional martial art. Its function is to perfectly hide one's own strength, thereby preventing the enemy from seeing one's true strength. It is considered a must-have skill for Lao Lu. As the system transfer ends, Zhang Chen integrated this technique in an instant, and under his operation, his strength was successfully fixed at the 6th level of the body forging realm. After returning to Yang's house, Zhang Chen went to his father's place. The two talked for a long time before he walked towards his attic. He hasn't even reached his attic yet. There was a look of doubt in Zhang Chen's eyes. Why is this guy Daoshin sitting in front of my door? As Zhang Chen continued to approach, Zhang Daoshin also heard the sound of footsteps, and immediately raised his head and looked in the direction of the source of the sound. After seeing clearly that the person coming was Zhang Chen, Zhang Daoshin quickly stood up from the stone steps, with a faint smile on his face. Smiled and said, "Second brother, you are back." Zhang Chen, Daoshin, how come you have time to come to my place today? Third uncle didn't take you to train. Zhang Daoshin, hey, since I found out that my strength has been upgraded to the 6th level of physical training, my father said that I don't need to train anymore. Just let me listen to you and my eldest brother. Zhang Chen nodded lightly. Then he spoke again. By the way, I see that you have been waiting here for a long time. Is there something wrong? Zhang Daoshin scratched his head with his hand. He opened his mouth and responded, Big brother asked me to come. He said that when he comes back, he will take us to the 100 Beasts Mountains to practice, so let me come over and tell you first. I see that you are not at home, second brother, and I have nothing to do anyway, so I am waiting for you here. Beast Mountain Range. Upon hearing this, there was a glimmer of light in Zhang Chen's eyes. I have to say, he was still looking forward to that place. During this period of time, my strength has indeed improved a lot, but I don't have much experience in actual combat. This way, it is simply impossible to fully utilize one's own strength. And this trip to the 100 Beasts Mountains, it is a good opportunity to enhance practical experience. After pondering for a while, Zhang Chen gently pushed open the door. Taking Zhang Daoshin with him, he walked towards the courtyard. Zhang Chen, you said eldest brother is out. When will he come back? Do you know what he is going to do? I heard Zhang Chen ask. Zhang Daoshin shook his head quickly. He opened his mouth and responded. Brother walked in a hurry and looked mysterious. He left after a few brief explanations. After listening to Zhang Daoshin's narration, Zhang Chen did not ask any more questions, but turned his attention to Zhang Daoshin. With a glance, a piece of information quickly appeared in front of Zhang Chen's eyes. Name, Zhang Daoshin. Identity, direct descendant of the Zhang family. Strength, 6th level of body forging realm. Bloodline, none. Physique, Teoti divine body not activated. The Teoti divine body. It can swallow the flesh and blood of various monsters and beasts, as well as various geniuses and earthly treasures to enhance its own strength. When the divine body reaches its peak, it can swallow the heaven, earth, sun, moon and stars in one mouthful. After seeing this information, there was a look of surprise in Zhang Chen's eyes. Zhang Chen only discovered the system's ability to view other people's information when he came back. Unexpectedly, this was the first time he used it. A surprising discovery was made. The Teoti divine body was among the top 20 in the physical rankings. Zhang Chen really didn't expect it. My younger brother who seems to be honest. Unexpectedly, he is still a hidden genius. Seeing Zhang Chen's eyes constantly looking at him, Zhang Daoshin's eyes also showed doubts. I couldn't help but ask, second brother, what's wrong? Why are you looking at me like this? Is there something wrong? Zhang Chen waved his hand gently. Then he said, Daoshin, do you feel any changes in your body recently? The reason why I ask. In fact, there is a reason. Logically speaking, before the Teoti divine body awakens, it should be difficult to improve Zhang Daoshin's strength. After all, the physical awakening. It takes a lot of energy. The energy required by the group mass has not reached saturation, and there is no excess energy to improve its own strength. But now, Zhang Daoshin has broken through to the 6th level of body training. From this phenomenon, it is not difficult to infer that the Taohu divine body has reached the edge of awakening. Zhang Daoshin, change. There is no change. Does being hungry count as a change? Zhang Chen, are you hungry quickly? Zhang Daoshin, Yes, I usually can manage a meal for at least a few hours, but now I want to eat all the time, as if I can never have enough. Bululu. Zhang Daoxin just finished speaking. His stomach rumbled very cooperatively. Zhang Chen. Okay, I understand. You go to the backyard and get yourself something to eat. If you have anything to do, wait until brother comes back. Zhang Daoxin. Okay, second brother. The words fell. Zhang Daoxin walked towards the backyard. At this time, Zhang Chen also discovered a problem. Zhang Daoxin's body actually lost a lot of weight. Good. It's only been a day since I've been gone. He could intuitively see that Zhang Daoxin's size was smaller than usual. After discovering this, Zhang Chen became more certain about his guess. It seems that we can make good use of this trip to the mountains to fully awaken Lao San's physique. Think of this. Zhang Chen's eyes showed a look of expectation. During the time when Zhang Daoxin was preparing food, Zhang Chen was not idle either. Instead, he went back to his room and began to practice the chaos creation art. Yun family. In a woman's boudoir. Creak. The door opened. Yun Shishui walked out of the room. When the maid at the door saw her figure, she immediately said respectfully, "Hello, miss." Yun Shishui. Well, where is my father? Maid. Miss, there is an auction in the treasure pavilion today, and the head of the family has brought people there. Auction. After a pause, Yun Shishui spoke again. By the way, during my retreat, did the Zhang family have any reaction? When mentioning the Zhang family, a cold light flashed in Yun Shishui's eyes. Although there was Luoyan sect's pressure on her, the outside world did not dare to talk about her easily, and they all thought that Zhang Yu was rejected. In their eyes, the so-called divorce. It was just that the Zhang family deliberately spread the news of divorce in order to save face. But Yun Shishui knew very well. She was indeed divorced by Zhang Yu, that waste. Maid. Miss, after you went into seclusion, the Zhang family has been very low-key, as if nothing happened. Not only that, with the continuous targeting of the Yun family and the other two major families, the situation of the Zhang family has become worse and worse. It won't be long before the next plan can be implemented. Upon hearing this, Yun Shishui's expression did not change much. Nodding gently, said, "Okay, I know." As soon as the voice fell, Yun Shishui walked towards the direction of the hall. In fact, Yun Shishui could have gone directly to Luoyan sect, but she didn't do that. The reason why she chose to stay was to join Luoyan sect under the attention of everyone. For her, the so-called assessment is just a formality. The reason for choosing this method, one is to deter other forces. Let them know that someone from the Yun family has joined Luoyan sect, so they dare not easily take action against them. It is a kind of protection for the family. After all, after entering the sect, whether he can come back in the future is another matter, which can be regarded as a disguised causality. As for the second point, Yun Shishui wants Zhang Yu to know clearly the gap between him and himself, so as to completely face the reality. And, last time, he failed to kill Zhang Yu. If he dares to run into the muzzle of the gun this time, he can be killed directly. Thinking of this, Yun Shishui showed a sneer at the corner of her mouth. After arriving at the hall, Yun Shishui found a seat and sat down, then closed her eyes slightly, and began to practice with her mind. Click, click. As Yun Shishui's breath continued to rise, the air in the hall quickly dropped a few points, and a lot of frost appeared on the tables and chairs. After half an incense stick of time, Yun Shishui slowly opened her eyes. A satisfied expression appeared on her face. He whispered softly, "As the ice body continues to awaken, the speed of strength improvement is also getting faster and faster. If this continues, it won't be long before I can break through to the 8th level of body forging." Tap tap tap. Just then, a sound of footsteps came from outside the hall. Afterwards, a middle-aged man took the lead and walked into the hall with several old men. When he saw Yun Shishui on the side, a smile quickly appeared on his serious face. Afterwards, the middle-aged man quickened his pace. He quickly came to Yun Shishui. He quickly said, "Shui, I didn't expect your retreat to end so soon. It just so happened that I bought a good thing at the auction today. You should be able to use it." This middle-aged man, it was the head of the Yun family, Yun Qiancho. "Oh, Seeing the excitement of his father, Yun Shishui was aroused and his eyes were full of curiosity. Without waiting for Yun Shishui to ask, Yun Qianzhou took out a porcelain bottle from his arms. Carefully placed it on the table. Bang! As the bottle cap opened, a scent of elixir instantly filled the hall. The elders smelled the scent of elixir. They couldn't help but show a hint of desire in their eyes. But this emotion was quickly suppressed. They understood. Their talents had reached the limit, and even if they took this elixir, it would only be a waste of resources. After smelling the scent of elixir, Yun Shishui couldn't help but stand up from her seat, stretched out her hand to grab the porcelain bottle beside her, stared at the ancient brown elixir in the bottle, and showed a hint of surprise on her face. Yun Shishui, father, what effect does this pill have? How many spirit stones did you spend to buy it? Yun Qianzhou, this top-grade qi and blood pill, although the grade is only the 3rd grade, the effect is close to the 4th grade pill, and the effect of this pill is to enhance the qi and blood power in the body of the cultivator. In addition, this pill can also cleanse the body to a certain extent, strengthen the physique, and improve the cultivation talent of the user to a certain extent. Yun Shishui, father, what you mean is that this pill also has the effect of cleansing the marrow and strengthening the bones. After hearing this, Yun Qianzhou nodded gently. He responded, although the effect is not very obvious, it is indeed a simple marrow cleansing and bone strengthening. This pill was personally identified by Master Ji Yufeng, and it is definitely not fake. As for this pill, it cost 30,000 low-grade spirit stones to bid for it. This time, a total of 3 pills were auctioned, and the highest transaction price even reached 40,000 low-grade spirit stones. Hearing this price, Yun Shishui nodded gently, without saying too much. You know, the Yun family's spirit stone mine has a monthly output of only 50,000 low-grade spirit stones, and this pill actually cost 30,000 directly. It can be seen how much Yun Qianzhou values him. However, after looking at it for a while, Yun Shishui put the porcelain bottle back. Yun Qianzhou, Shui, what are you doing? Facing his daughter's behavior, Yun Qianzhou showed a puzzled look on his face. You know, the reason why he bid for this pill was to prepare it specifically for Yun Shishui. Facing Yun Qianzhou's questions, Yun Shishui responded calmly. This thing is really effective, and it has a certain effect on me, but my body has been baptized once, so it doesn't make much sense to take it. You give this pill to Xingtang, he is more suitable for taking this pill than me. Yun Xingtang is the 2nd son of the Yun family. Yun Shishui's younger brother, Yun Qianzhou, but the Xiao family also sent a pill. If Xiao Feng takes it, his strength will definitely increase. He will be assessed soon. Are you sure it's okay? Yun Shishui, father, don't worry. My ice body has also awakened for the most part. Even if Xiao Feng takes the qi and blood pill, he can't be my opponent. At this point, Yun Shishui's face was full of confidence. Seeing my daughter so confident, Yun Qianzhou also showed a smile on his face. He said, well, since you said so, Shui, I will leave this elixir to Xingtang. After the father and daughter talked for a while, Yun Shishui stood up and left the hall. Wait until Yun Shishui leaves. Yun Qianzhou discussed with a group of elders. Yun Qianzhou, everyone, now the Zhang family is being suppressed by our Yun family. I believe it won't be long before they can survive. What do you think? After pondering for a while, the old man sitting at the front looked up at Yun Qianzhou. He said in a deep voice, Master, in my opinion, the Yun family is now at an absolute advantage. There is no need to rush for success. All we need is to boil the frog in warm water and slowly bring down the Zhang family. What's more, the Zhang Yun family used to be family friends. If they break up so quickly, the impact will not be good. As the old man finished speaking, the other elders also nodded in agreement. But there are also objections. Master, I think the 3rd elder has thought too much. Now that the Luoyan sect is backing us, we don't have to care about other people's gossip. It's safer to take down the Zhang family quickly. After all, no one cares about the loser. All truth is decided by the winner. That's all. There was a heated argument in the hall. Yun Qianzhou, okay, just do as the 3rd elder says. Now is really not the time to be too showy. After all, the Xiao family and the Bai family are not vegetarians. You must be wary of them. If the Zhang family is pushed too hard, they will try to defeat them all, which will cause us a lot of losses. Jian Yun Qiancho has made a decision. The quarrel in the main hall also stopped. The third elder slowly stood up from his seat. He spoke loudly. The master of the family is wise. The master of the house is wise. The others saw this scene. They also got up one after another. He spoke in agreement. After the discussion is over, Yun Qiancho took the elixir and left directly. Zhang family. In the meeting hall, Zhang Wenkang sat in the main seat, while Zhang Wenqing and other core figures sat aside in turn. Looking at the storage bag on the table, there was an expression of shock in his eyes, but more of a joy. He pondered for a while. Zhang Wenkang spoke slowly. This is the spiritual stone given by Yuer. With this spiritual stone, the Zhang family's current crisis has been temporarily alleviated. From now on, you can just carry on as usual. As Zhang Wenkang finished speaking, the eyes of the other elders were full of shock. Rao is the always calm Zhang Wenyuan. He couldn't help but smack his lips secretly. 100,000 low-grade spiritual stones was the Zhang family's entire income for 2 months. They really couldn't imagine it. Where did Zhang Yu get these spiritual stones? Although they were filled with curiosity, the elders suppressed their curiosity and did not ask. Other side, Zhang Wenyuan decided secretly, I have to tell that kid Zhang Daoshan again and ask him to study with Zhang Yu honestly. At the same time, the elders also became more respectful to Zhang Yu. Even if his talent is restored, he can still earn spirit stones so quickly. The so-called dragons and phoenixes among men are nothing more than that. Zhang Wenkang, okay, everyone has been working hard recently, so you should take a rest in the past 2 days. After a while of simple arrangements, Zhang Wenkang asked the elders to leave. Subsequently, Zhang Wenkang set his sights on Zhang Wenqing and Zhang Wenyuan. Wenqing, Wenyuan, there happens to be nothing to do today. How about we 3 brothers go have a drink? Zhang Wenqing, the eldest brother has spoken personally, so of course we have no reason to refuse. The words fell. A smile appeared on Zhang Wenqing's face. Zhang Wenyuan on the side also nodded in response. That's all. The 3 of them walked towards Zhang Wenkang's attic together. Other side, Zhang Yu also came to Zhang Chen's attic. The 3 of them simply prepared some things. Against the backdrop of night. Heading towards the 100 Beast Mountain range. Zhang Daoshan, brother, if we leave like this, what will we do if my father can't find me? Zhang Yu, don't worry, I've already told my father about this, and he will explain the situation to your father. Zhang Daoshan nodded immediately. He took out some food and started eating again. Zhang Chen on the side was very quiet. 3 hours later, the 3 of them arrived at the entrance of the 100 Beasts mountain range. Without any hesitation, they quickly rushed into the mountains. As we continue to go deeper into the mountains, 3's walking speed has also been reduced a lot. Ho ho, there were constant roars coming from all around. The dark night sky makes people feel very depressed. First time coming to this kind of place. Zhang Daoshan was inevitably a little scared. But when he saw his 2 brothers calm down, the tension gradually calmed down. After walking for a while, Zhang Yu, the leader, stopped. He said, let's find a place to stay first, and then start looking for the beast tomorrow. It's too dangerous to move at night. Zhang Chen, that's fine. Subsequently, the 3 of them quickly found a stone cave. After sealing the entrance of the cave with huge rocks, a group of flames slowly rose. At this time, there are a few hares next to the campfire. This was what Zhang Chen caught when he entered the cave. This rabbit is very fat. It is a very common low-level monster in the 100 Beasts mountain range. Seeing Zhang Chen skillfully handling the rabbit, Zhang Yu and Zhang Daoshan were surprised. They really didn't expect it. Zhang Chen, who used to only eat, drink and have fun, actually has such skills. Look at his skill level. It is obvious that this is not the first time he has done this. Zhang Chen, don't just stand there and watch. Come over and help. Do you still want to eat? As Zhang Chen said this, Zhang Yu and the others smiled and no longer worried about why Zhang Chen had these skills. They quickly helped him deal with the rabbit's body. After a while, the rabbit was handled, crackling. Sparks flickered. Under the continuous roasting of the flames, bursts of meat fragrance echoed in the cave, and Zhang Daoshan drooled. Taking advantage of this gap, Zhang Chen used the system's detection function to look at his elder brother. Name: Zhang Yu. Identity: Zhang family's direct descendant. Strength: 8th level of the body refining realm. Bloodline: none. Golden finger. Remnant soul of the great emperor, 15% absorbed. Physique: Azure dragon body, 10% activated. Seeing this news, Zhang Chen's eyes showed surprise. It's been a while since we last met. Zhang Yu's strength has actually risen to the 8th level of the body refining realm. And his physique: it's the legendary Azure dragon body. Azure dragon body. This is an existence that can go hand in hand with the flying immortal body. After fully stimulating the potential of the physique, the physical strength can be comparable to that of the pure-blooded dragon clan. More importantly, his elder brother also absorbed a remnant soul of the emperor. The Daohe realm is also called the Emperor realm. Those who can break through to this realm, all are rare cultivation geniuses. The cultivation experience in their souls. It is a priceless treasure. Now my elder brother not only has the Kanglong body, but also has the cultivation experience of the Emperor realm strongman to assist. With the blessing of both, it is really like a little cow taking a plane. It is awesome. After half a stick of incense, the three of them began to feast, and while Zhang Chen was eating, he was always paying attention to the changes in Zhang Dao's heart. He found out, after Zhang Daoshan swallowed the rabbit meat, little bits of fluorescence appeared outside his body, which continued to gather around his body. Obviously, those fluorescent lights are the energy substances in rabbit meat. Although there are not many energy substances. But this was enough to verify Zhang Chen's guess. The reason why I can see all this. Naturally, it is with the help of double pupils. Otherwise, even a monk in the cave heaven realm would not be able to see this abnormality. After eating and drinking enough, after the three briefly communicated for a while, then they began to practice separately. Zhang Yu taught Zhang Chen and others some martial arts skills, and they were very cooperative and didn't ask any questions, keeping everything in mind. The next day, under the leadership of Zhang Yu, the three brothers wandered around the 100 Beasts Mountains, but they were all operating on the periphery. After all, the current strength is too weak. If it goes too deep, encountering those in the Divine Sea realm, even monsters above the Divine Sea realm, that would be a fatal blow, a consequence they cannot afford. Ho ho! In the secret forest, bursts of roaring sounds continued to be heard. At this time, Zhang Yu and Zhang Daoshan stood aside and watched. Zhang Chen was fighting with a giant bear. This black bear has the peak strength of the 7th level of the body forging realm, but Zhang Chen controlled his strength at the early stage of the 6th level, and for a while, one person and one bear were fighting back and forth. A large area of surrounding trees collapsed. Watching Zhang Chen face off against this black bear, not only did he not fall into a disadvantage, but he actually suppressed the opponent. The look of satisfaction on Zhang Yu's face became stronger and stronger, and he became more optimistic about his younger brother. To know, the physical body of a monster is far stronger than that of a human being. To be able to defeat and win at the same level is already considered a rare genius. Now Zhang Chen can actually fight more than ever. This far exceeded Zhang Yu's expectations. But, the more this happens, the more satisfied Zhang Yu is. Now that Zhang Chen has such a talent, he can provide some help. There will definitely be some good achievements. And Zhang Yu also discovered a problem. His third brother was also extraordinary. He had only been in the 100 Beasts mountain range for a few days. His strength actually improved to a small level. Not only that, Zhang Daoshan's body shape has also transformed from obese at the beginning to a normal figure. But the appetite is getting bigger and bigger. I really want to talk about it. When I came to the 100 Beasts mountain range this time, Zhang Daoshan was probably the one who enjoyed the most nourishing life. Every time he killed the monsters, half of the flesh went into his mouth. Rumble, roar. After a burst of roaring, the black bear was pierced through the chest by Zhang Chen, and then fell directly backward, making a roar. When Zhang Daoshan saw this scene, he immediately rushed towards the black bear's body, the smile on his face undisguised. He quickly said, "Second brother, how about we make bear paws tonight? This thing must be a great supplement." Zhang Chen smiled slightly. He responded, "No problem, you go and take care of the body first, I will help you later." Listen to Zhang Chen say this. Zhang Daoshan immediately looked happy and dragged the black bear's body towards the creek. Just then, Zhang Yu stepped forward and came to Zhang Chen. Second brother, Xuanqing sect and Luoyan sect are about to start recruiting disciples, we should go back. Zhang Chen nodded lightly. He responded, then let's go back tomorrow, so we can have more time to prepare. Upon hearing this, Zhang Yu nodded slightly in response. After the two talked for a while, stepping towards the direction of Zhang Daoshan, the three of them disposed of the giant bear's body in a short time. Kamikaze City. At this time, the Xiao family and the Bai family also noticed something was wrong. Several days had passed and neither Xiao Yun nor Bai Hongfei showed up, which gave them a bad smell. Immediately, the two major families sent countless people to search. After searching, they came to the valley where Zhang Chen dumped his body. Xiao Lengshan, the head of the Xiao family, walked at the front. After seeing the torn clothes at the bottom of the valley, his eyes immediately condensed. Xiao Lengshan, Yuner, these are Yuner's clothes. No matter who kills Yuner, I will make him pay with blood. Other side, Bai Zontang, the head of the Bai family, also had a gloomy face. Although Bai Hongfei was just an illegitimate child, he was still his biological son anyway, and now he was thrown into the wilderness. The anger in his heart can be imagined. Bai Zontang, Cha, I don't care what method you use on me. I want to know how Hong Fei died within 3 days. Yes, head of the family. As Bai Zontang finished speaking, the men in black behind him quickly retreated and disappeared after a while. Xiao Lengshan also raised his head at this time. He turned his attention to the people beside him. He said angrily, what are you doing here? Why don't you go check it out quickly? If you can't figure out who the real murderer is, I will bury you trashes with you. Xiao Lengshan finished speaking. The faces of the men immediately changed, and they did not dare to hesitate anymore, and quickly rushed out of the valley. Just then, a man on the left side of Xiao Lengshan took 2 steps forward. He soon came close to Xiao Lengshan. He said respectfully, Master, I heard from my subordinates some time ago that the young master seemed to be planning to take action against the second young master of the Zhang family. Do you think it might be? When he said this, the man did not continue to speak. After all, if this matter is not handled well, it is very likely to trigger a fight between the two major families. He can't bear this responsibility. The man's name is Zhang Qing. He is Xiao Lengshan's confidant. He has followed Xiao Lengshan for nearly decades. Bai Zontang, who was next to him, heard this. He also cast his eyes over Xiao Lengshan. You mean, Yuner's death may be related to that Zhang Chen? Before Zhang Qing could reply, Bai Zontang spoke first. Impossible, Zhang Chen is just a waste, and there are 2 8th-level bodybuilding cultivators who died this time. Do you think he has this strength? Facing Bai Zontang's questioning, Zhang Qing responded softly. Zhang Chen naturally doesn't have the strength to kill an 8th-level body-forging cultivator, but the Zhang family is not just Zhang Chen. What if other people are secretly attacking? As Zhang Qing's voice fell, Xiao Lengshan and Bai Zontang fell into silence. After a moment of silence, the two looked at each other. There was endless coldness in their eyes. Bai Zontang pondered for a while. He spoke first. If Hong Fei's death this time is really related to the Zhang family, I don't mind that Shenfang City has one less Zhang family. Xiao Lengshan nodded gently, coldly said, in this case, let's investigate around the Zhang family and contact the Yun family by the way. If it is really the Zhang family, our 3 major families will act together. Bai Zontang. Okay, let's do as you say. After the two discussed for a while, they left the valley with the remaining bones. Of course. Before leaving, Xiao Lengshan and the others arranged a lot of people to enter the valley and asked them to clean up the monsters inside. It's like collecting some interest for my son. In the blink of an eye. 1 day passed. Zhang Chen and the 3 of them walked out of the 100-beast mountain range together and headed towards the Zhang family very quickly. At this time, there was more or less a hint of determination on the young faces of the 3 of them. There is even a faint evil aura surrounding him. Obviously. These few days in the Beast Mountain Range, not a few monsters died in their hands. Kamikaze City. After a period of investigation by the Xiao and Bai families, they finally pointed the finger at the Zhang family. Xiao Lengshan and Bai Zontang gathered together secretly and began to discuss how to deal with the Zhang family. Not only that, except for the two of them this time, Yun Xingtang was also among them. Inside the secret room, Xiao Lengshan's face looked terrifyingly cold. He said in a deep voice, Yuner died in the hands of the Zhang family. I must avenge this. I called you two here today just to ask you what your plans are now. After pondering for a while, Bai Zontang was the first to speak. I don't have any objections. As long as I can avenge Hong Fei, I can take action now. The words fell. Bai Zontang showed a fierce look on his face. Although Bai Hongfei was only an illegitimate son, Bai Zontang had always loved him very much, otherwise he would not have dominated everyone else. He was taken directly back to the Bai family. Subsequently, the two of them turned their attention to Yun Xingtang, who was standing aside. Ahem. Face the eyes of the two people. Yun Xingtang coughed twice. He opened his mouth and said, I can understand the mood of both of you. After all, the hatred of killing a son is irreconcilable, but the sect will start recruiting disciples tomorrow, so it is not appropriate to take action at this time. The Zhang family can't run away anyway. It won't be too late to deal with them after the recruitment of disciples is over. After pondering for a while, Yun Xingtang spoke again. With the talents of the younger members of your clan, passing this test will not be a problem. When the time comes, with the support of the sect, there will be no need to worry about anything. Upon hearing this, Xiao Lengshan and Bai Zontang's eyes lit up immediately. After thinking for a while, Xiao Lengshan said solemnly, forget it, in that case, let the Zhang family live a little longer. With the cultivation talents of those losers in the Zhang family, it is impossible to pass the examination. Bai Zontang, okay, let's do it in 2 days. After the discussion is over, everyone did not stay here longer. They went back to make arrangements and prepare for tomorrow's assessment. Zhang family. As soon as Zhang Chen and the others returned to Yang's house, they were pulled into the main hall by Zhang Wenkang and others. After feeling the bloody aura of the three people, everyone's faces showed a look of satisfaction. At this time, Zhang Wenqingzhang on the side turned his eyes to Zhang Chen. He opened his mouth and asked, Chenur, you went to the 100 Beasts Mountains to practice a lot this time. It seems that your gains are not bad. At the same time, Zhang Wenqing secretly breathed a sigh of relief. During the time when Zhang Chen didn't come back, he had been worried. He was afraid that something might happen to his son somewhere. Hearing what his father said, Zhang Chen responded with a smile, thanks to Big Brother. If it weren't for his help, we wouldn't have made such great progress. Zhang Wenqing turned to look at Zhang Yu. He spoke seriously. Thank you, Xiao Yu. It was my second uncle who was confused before. I hope you don't hold grudges against me. Upon hearing this, Zhang Yu quickly stood up from his seat. Second uncle is serious. If it hadn't been for your elixir, I might have died. It's me who should say thank you. At this time, Zhang Yu spoke sincerely. The expression is very serious. Zhang Wenkang. Okay. Why are we all talking about such things as a family? Everyone, please sit down. As Zhang Wenkang opened his mouth, everyone sat back in their seats again. Zhang Chen found out. His third uncle was looking Zhang Daoshan up and down, his eyes full of surprise. After relaxing for a while, I couldn't help but mutter, are you really my son? Ha ha ha. As soon as Zhang Wenyuan said these words, a burst of laughter suddenly erupted in the hall, and all eyes focused on Zhang Daoshan. He looked at everyone looking at him. Zhang Daoshan looked a little restrained and scratched his head in embarrassment, looking inexplicably happy. Subsequently, he responded in a low voice, Dad, what are you talking about? I'm not your son. Am I the one who jumped out of a rock? Zhang Daoshan said this. The crowd's laughter became louder. They understand. The reason why Zhang Wenyuan said this was just to highlight the great change in Zhang Dao's heart and to liven up the atmosphere. Obviously, his move was very successful. The atmosphere in the hall immediately improved a lot, and everyone's conversations became more casual. Although he was joking, but after feeling his son's cultivation, Zhang Wenqing's eyes were full of pride and he looked very pleased. Ahem. After a while, after everyone's discussion is over, Zhang Wenkang on the side coughed twice. Then he spoke again. In recent times, the three major aristocratic families have been moving around frequently. I suspect that they are planning something secretly, and there is a high possibility that they may even take action against the Zhang family. Zhang Wenkang finished speaking. Zhang Wenyuan on the side said, "Brother, with the current strength of Zhang Chen and the other 3 brothers, there should be no problem in passing the assessment, so don't worry too much. As long as they pass the sect assessment, even if the 3 major families really have some conspiracy, they dare not act rashly." However, Zhang Wenkang on the side looked a little worried. He said in a deep voice, "That being said, you are also clear about Yuer's situation. Yun Shishui is the designated disciple of Luoyan sect. I'm afraid that this assessment will not be as smooth as imagined." Zhang Wenqing, "Brother, are you worried that the people of Luoyan sect will deliberately target Xiao Yu and the others?" Zhang Wenkang, "Yes." As soon as these words came out, the hall fell into silence. If they were really deliberately made difficult by the other party, even if they barely passed the assessment, their days in the sect would definitely not be easy. They might even lose their lives. At this moment, Zhang Yu, who had been silent all the time, slowly stood up. He cast his eyes on Zhang Wenkang. He said, "Father, don't worry. The 2 major sects are here this time. I have no intention of joining the Luoyan sect. They don't have the opportunity to target me." Zhang Chen on the side also nodded slightly. He agreed, "Yes, we have never planned to join the Luoyan sect. You don't have to worry at all." After getting this response, Zhang Wenkang's face was relieved a lot. The reason why he deliberately mentioned this matter was that he was afraid that Zhang Yu would not be able to swallow that breath and had to be in the same sect with Yun Shishui. Now it seems, Zhang Wenkang felt that he was thinking too much, and his son did not take the matter of breaking off the engagement to heart. Zhang Wenkang, there is nothing to do next. Everyone go back and rest early to prepare for tomorrow's assessment. After the voice fell, Zhang Wenkang turned his head and looked at Zhang Wenyuan. Speaking again, "Wenyuan, pay more attention to the 3 major families. If there is any abnormality, notify me immediately." Zhang Wenyuan, "Got it, big brother." As the 2 ended their conversation, everyone left the hall one after another. Creak. After returning to the room, Zhang Chen took out a secret book from the system space, which was the Earth-level martial skill that was awarded last time, Dragon Elephant Sky Suppressing Fist. By the way, I seem to remember that I still have 3 opportunities for enlightenment, but these techniques are all directly transmitted, and enlightenment is of no use to me. The host can use the opportunity of epiphany to use the Emperor's double eyes. Although you have completely integrated the double eyes, it will take a lot of time to understand the killing move. If you use sudden enlightenment, your understanding of Emperor Luo's double eyes will be greatly accelerated, thereby exerting stronger power. Listen to the system's explanation. Zhang Chen's face immediately showed a smile. I didn't expect that Su can be used in this way. System, I want to use Epiphany. Bite. In preparation for the Epiphany, the system has been actively shielded. Everything that happens here cannot be explored by outsiders. Buzzing. As the system's voice fell, there was a roar in Zhang Chen's mind. Subsequently, he suddenly felt dizzy. When Zhang Chen opened his eyes again, he found that he was in a strange place again. It was somewhat similar to the last time he awakened the Emperor Luo Chongtong, but the scene had changed. Only saw, above the sky, the 2 figures were constantly fighting. Before Zhang Chen could do more observation, he found that they suddenly appeared in the sky. Not only that, the boy opposite was waving his fist. Hit yourself quickly. Feeling the terrifying aura on his fist, Zhang Chen's expression immediately changed and he wanted to raise his arm to block the blow. But then he suddenly discovered his body was unable to move, as if the connection between his soul and his physical body had been severed. Just when he was anxious to share, but his body started to move on its own, a terrifying aura erupted, and he quickly raised his fist and struck forward. Rumble. The 2 fists collided. There was a deafening roar instantly. Bang bang bang. In an instant, the 2 fought for several rounds. After observing for a while, Zhang Chen also realized that he was entering the battle between the 2 from a first-person perspective. And the person he is possessing right now is the man he saw when he awakened Emperor Luo's double eyes last time, only he is younger now. That's all. In this immersive state, Zhang Chen's combat experience improved rapidly, and he could even feel how they mobilized their own energy and blood. The battle between the 2 became increasingly fierce. Boom. After a fight, the distance between the two sides quickly widened. Sudden, Zhang Chen felt his eyes go dark, and when he opened his eyes again, it seemed as if the entire world had changed color. He understood immediately. This was about to use the special skill of double eyes. Zhang Chen didn't dare to show any signs of neglect and immediately became very energetic. World-destroying divine light. Vaguely, Zhang Chen heard these 4 words. Boom. As these 4 words fell, Zhang Chen instantly felt an infinite power coming towards his eyes, and his gaze locked onto the young man in front of him. At this time, the whole body of the young man opposite was also filled with rays of light, and runes were constantly flashing around him, filling the entire sky with monstrous power. Phew! Black light burst out from his eyes and flew towards the young man directly in front of him. Click, click, click. As the black light shoots out, the surrounding world changes instantly. Many cracks appeared in the void. Facing Changtong's terrifying attack, the young man showed no fear and continued to use various magic techniques. Collided with the black beam. Boom. Critical time. Zhang Chen's eyes instantly went dark. When he opened his eyes again, his soul had returned to his body. At this time, there was a faint flash of black light in his eyes, and the overlapping pupils were even more weird. Rumble. Just then, there was a burst of thunder outside the house. After a while, it started to rain heavily. Bump. The window was blown open by the rain, and a gust of wind instantly entered the house through the window. Zhang Chen subconsciously shuddered. Only then did he realize it. During this epiphany, I actually broke out in a layer of cold sweat all over my body. The strong wind just blew by. That made him feel inexplicably cold. Not only that, Zhang Chen also felt particularly tired, as if he had just experienced a big battle and his whole body was extremely sore. Click. Keep the windows closed. Zhang Chen simply cleaned his body. He lay directly back on the bed. Subsequently, memories keep popping up in my mind. In addition to those battle scenes, Zhang Chen also found the secret technique of destroying the divine light. This discovery excited him. I really didn't expect that not only can I gain combat experience from Epiphany, but I can even understand secret techniques. After digesting the memory almost, Zhang Chen's body also gradually relaxed, and a wave of tiredness instantly spread throughout his body. Then he slowly fell asleep. A night of silence. When Zhang Chen opened his eyes again, he found that it was already noon, before he even got up from the bed. There was movement outside the door. Dong dong dong. Second brother, are you awake? The people from the sector almost at Kamikaze City. We have to go and prepare now. This voice belongs to Zhang Daoshan. Zhang Chen quickly stood up from the bed. He opened his mouth and responded, I know, come right away. Creak. The door opens. Zhang Chen spotted Zhang Daoshan's figure at a glance, and he was still holding some food in his hand. Standing outside the door and eating. Since the strength increased, Zhang Chen discovered that this guy was eating all the time. Zhang Daoshan, second brother, do you want some? While talking, Zhang Daoshan took out some food again. He handed it over to Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen, no, you can keep it for yourself. Why didn't you see your elder brother today? Is he not up yet? Zhang Daoshan, eldest brother, said that he still needs to prepare some things. He asked me to call you first, and then we go to see the head of the family together. Zhang Chen, then let's go and find big brother. The words fell. Zhang Chen walked towards the outside of the courtyard. But, not long after Zhang Chen and the others walked out, then he saw Zhang Yu coming towards him, with a faint smile on his face. He seems to be in a very good mood. Before Zhang Chen could speak, Zhang Yu casually took out 2 porcelain bottles. He handed it to the 2 of them respectively. He opened his mouth and explained, this is a 4th grade dragon blood pill. They increase the power of your qi and blood by about 10%. They can not only improve your fighting strength, but also strengthen your physical body. After receiving the elixir, there was a look of surprise in Zhang Chen's eyes. He spoke softly, brother, I really didn't expect that you can even refine 4th grade elixirs. Zhang Yu, I'm just a little lucky. I'm still far away from becoming a real 4th grade alchemist. Just find a chance to take this elixir yourself. It won't be used in this assessment. After this period of getting along, The three of them also had a certain understanding of each other's personalities, and Zhang Chen was not polite to Zhang Yu. He directly collected the elixir. Subsequently, the three of them walked towards the hall. After the three people came to the hall, I found that everyone who was supposed to come had already seen it. Zhang Wenkang turned his attention to the three of them. He said, "Today is the day of assessment, and the future of our Zhang family is in your hands." Zhang Yu, "Don't worry, father." Zhang Daoshan patted his chest. He spoke in agreement. "Uncle, don't worry, we will definitely pass the assessment this time." Zhang Wenkang, "Haha, good, good, good. It's almost time, let's go." As soon as Zhang Wenkang spoke, the group of people walked out of Yang's house in a mighty manner and headed towards the assessment location. There were a lot more people on the street than usual today. There are even many foreigners. After all, the sect's assessment requirements have long been set. Anyone who has the third level of body training and is under the age of 25 can participate. While walking, Zhang Wenqing stepped forward and came to Zhang Chen. He spoke softly, "Chen'er, your current strength." When it comes to this, Zhang Wenqing did not continue speaking, but there was a deep look of doubt in his eyes. The last time father and son talked, Zhang Chen exposed his aura once. Although he didn't know the specific strength at that time, Zhang Wenqing estimated that he must be at the 7th level of body training. Even the 8th level of body training. But no matter how Zhang Wenqing observed during this period, he found that Zhang Yu only had the 6th level of body training. This made him very confused. Faced with his father's inquiry, Zhang Chen smiled slightly. "It's just a deception. Father, don't worry too much. I won't let you down." Listen to Zhang Chen say this. The worry in Zhang Wenqing's eyes disappeared, and a relieved smile appeared on his face. His expression also relaxed a lot. For Zhang Wenqing, as long as there is nothing wrong with his son's health, that's fine. Everyone moved forward. There were more and more people walking around, but due to the Zhang family's status, those people kept a certain distance. Don't dare to get too close to them. The location of this assessment was at the giant square in the center of Kamikaze City. When Zhang Chen and others arrived, they found that people from the other three major families had already arrived. And the heads of the three major aristocratic families also gathered together, talking and laughing with each other, and they seemed to have a very good relationship. Saw this scene. Zhang Wenkang frowned immediately, and soon realized something was wrong, and his face became slightly ugly. The other elders also looked gloomy. They smelled something unusual. To know, although these three aristocratic families usually have negotiations, they are more or less contradictory to each other. The relationship has been tepid. There will still be some friction from time to time. But today, the heads of the three major aristocratic families were sitting together happily. Not to mention Zhang Wenkang and others, even the crowd who came to watch noticed something was wrong. They were discussing quietly on the side. "Oh my God, looking at the current situation, aren't the three major families united together? I think it is possible. Many industries of the Zhang family are now suppressed. If the three major families take action together again, the Zhang family may even be directly destroyed. Keep your voice down, be careful of trouble coming from your mouth." Along with these discussions, Xiao Lengshan and others also noticed everyone in the Zhang family and turned their gazes over, with a vague sneer on their lips. After pondering for a while, Xiao Lengshan slowly stood up from his seat. He looked directly at Zhang Wenkang, who was coming towards him. He said sarcastically, "Zhang Wenkang, I thought that your Zhang family would not dare to come this time. It seems that our number one genius in Kamikaze City is still a little willing in his heart and wants to struggle again." Ha ha ha. Xiao Lengshan finished speaking. There was a burst of laughter from the rest of the people, and their eyes quickly turned to Zhang Yu, with a sarcastic smile on their lips. They understand. What Xiao Lengshan said just now was just to expose the Zhang family's scars and make them look embarrassed in public. After all, in the past, when Zhang Yu's cultivation talent was still there, Xiao Feng was suppressed to death, and Xiao Lengshan was already unhappy. Now, his youngest son died at the hands of the Zhang family, so today he was unabashedly showing off his face. However, facing Xiao Lengshan's ridicule, Zhang Wenkang not only showed no anger, but instead showed a smile on his lips. He responded calmly, Since the head of the Xiao family has spoken in person, of course I will fulfill your wish and let you see the number one genius of my Zhang family. I believe you will not be disappointed. The words fell. Zhang Wenkang showed a meaningful smile. Seeing Zhang Wenkang's vow, Bai Zontang and others were stunned for a moment. Xiao Lengshan originally thought, if he deliberately mentioned these things, Zhang Wenkang would be furious, or even worse, he would argue. But now, not only was Zhang Wenkang not angry, he even smiled at himself and others, but his eyes looked like he was looking at a clown. It made Bai Zontang and others very uncomfortable. Before they could speak again, Zhang Wenkang led the other elders and turned around and left, heading towards the Zhang family's dedicated location. Xiao Lengshan, you. Seeing this scene, Xiao Lengshan suddenly felt a burst of anger, and felt that his chest was stuffy, making him feel like he had nowhere to vent. At this moment, Bai Zontang came close to Xiao Lengshan. He whispered, let the Zhang family be arrogant for a while, and when the test is over, it will be their death. Xiao Lengshan breathed a long sigh of relief. He responded, okay, then let them go first. As the voice fell, Xiao Lengshan sat back again. His expression seemed a little gloomy and uncertain, and his eyes swept towards the direction of the Zhang family from time to time. On the other side, Bai Zontang also had a cold look on his face, and his fists were clenched tightly together, with murderous intent in his eyes. At this time, the man in his early 20s behind him slowly raised his head. He said in a deep voice, Father, don't worry, after I join the Luoyan sect, I will make the Zhang family pay the price they deserve. Hearing what the man said, Bai Zontang showed a touch of relief on his face. Softly speaking, okay, Zur, you are thoughtful. The man's name is Bai Shu. He is Bai Zontang's eldest son. He has the 5th peak of body forging. Although his talent is not as good as Xiaofeng and Yun Xishui, he is also one of the best in Shenfeng City. There is basically no problem in passing the assessment. Look, what is that? Just then, I don't know who shouted, and everyone's attention was immediately attracted. Shock appeared in his eyes. I saw. A black shadow appeared in the sky above Shenfeng City, and it was flying quickly towards the square. As the distance kept getting closer, everyone realized, the black shadow that was getting closer in the sky was actually a huge flying boat, and there were many people standing on the bow of the flying boat. Chapter 31. When they saw the logo on the warship clearly, the crowd around them immediately made a commotion. It's Luoyan sect. I didn't expect that they would come with so many people this time. It's really surprising. What do you know? Luoyan sect recruited disciples in Beluo City some time ago. These must be new people. They were just brought along the way and will return to the sect together when the time comes. As soon as these words came out, the rest of the people immediately reacted. Their faces showed an expression of, I see. Chirp. Just then, a cry came from the sky, and a huge shadow appeared above everyone's heads again, and the surrounding wind was strong. Faced with this sudden change, everyone immediately looked up at the sky. They saw a huge black eagle hovering in the air, and there were many people standing on its back. The situation was similar to that of Luoyan sect. There were also many new people among them. At this time, those people's eyes were also full of excitement. And this group of people, it was Xuanqing sect. On the other side, the skinny old man on the bow saw this scene and showed a hint of dissatisfaction in his eyes. It was obviously him and others who arrived first. Now the limelight was all taken away by Xuanqing sect. Thinking of this, the skinny old man said in a deep voice, Old Chen, Xuanqing sect is still the same, just likes to do this kind of eye-catching things. As soon as the skinny old man said this, the old man on the Black Hawk quickly cast his eyes on him and said calmly, Du Qingfeng, it is your own ability to attract people's attention. Are you jealous? Ha ha ha. As soon as the voice fell, the old man laughed without hesitation. Looking at the old man who kept laughing, Du Qingfeng's face became very ugly, and his expression was a little gloomy. Then he seemed to think of something. A sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth. He said sarcastically, HMPH, I don't want to waste my time talking to you. This time, Luoyan sect has recruited many geniuses. If it weren't for the limited number of disciples, there would be no place for your Xuanqing sect. The voice fell. Du Qingfeng showed a smug smile on his face. The meaning of his words was very clear. That is, the disciples recruited by Xuanqing sect were all the garbage left by their Luoyan sect. Facing Du Qingfeng's sarcasm, the face of the elder of Xuanqing sect froze slightly. But he quickly suppressed his emotions. He said calmly, "Good talent is just winning at the starting line, which can't prove much. Du Qingfeng. HMPH, a dead duck is stubborn." The voice fell. Du Qingfeng no longer paid attention to the old man, and controlled the warship to slowly land on the ground. Boom. After the Black Eagle circled for a while, it also landed steadily on the ground. Seeing that the two major forces were full of gunpowder when they met, the expressions of the people also changed a little. I began to think in my heart. Although Luoyan sect and Xuanqing sect are both large sects, but with the continuous efforts of Luoyan sect in recent years, there is already a big gap between them. Moreover, the lifespan of the leader of Xuanqing sect is extremely short, and he has been stuck at the peak of the void-breaking realm for a long time. If he can't break through again, it's only a matter of time before he dies. Although the leader of Luoyan sect is only at the 9th level of the void-breaking realm, he has enough lifespan. Even if he can't break through the mirror, he can kill the leader of Xuanqing sect. The relationship between the two sects has become worse and worse in recent years, and Luoyan sect has suppressed Xuanqing sect in all aspects. Everyone understands. Once the ancestor of Xuanqing sect dies, Luoyan sect will definitely be the first to take action without the protection of the strong man in the void-breaking realm. After all, if Xuanqing sect can be taken over, the entire East Wilderness will be under the control of Luoyan sect. Therefore, although it is said that the two sects are recruiting disciples, in fact, most people are rushing to Luoyan sect. Among them, many people chose to join Xuanqing sect because they were eliminated by Luoyan sect. As the people from the two major sects landed, the three major families immediately surrounded them. Zhang Wenkang, you three brothers take a rest here first, I'll go over and take a look. Zhang Yu, okay, father. After getting the reply, Zhang Wenkang immediately led a group of elders to surround them. At this time, Zhang Chen's eyes were fixed on the elder of Luoyan sect. Du Qingfeng was none other than him. It was the elder who came to the Zhang family with Yun Shishui to break off the engagement last time. Not only that, Zhang Chen also found Yun Shishui on the warship. She was standing quietly on the bow at this time, with a hint of indifference in her eyes, like a proud white swan. Zhang Chen had to admit, this Yun Shishui was not only beautiful, but the cold temperament on her body was even more fatally attractive to men. But compared with Shangguan Mingyu, this Yun Shishui was still a lot worse. Shangguan Mingyu not only had unparalleled appearance, but also exuded a unique temperament that Yun Shishui could not possess. At this time, there was a man standing next to Yun Shishui. He looked at everyone with a proud look, his eyes full of disdain. When Zhang Yu saw Yun Shishui and the others, his eyes narrowed slightly, and a faint murderous intent emanated from his body, but he quickly suppressed it. If it weren't for Zhang Chen's elixir last time, he might have died now. Now that enemies meet, they are naturally jealous of each other. At this moment, Yun Shishui seemed to have noticed something. She turned her head and looked in the direction of Zhang Chen and the others, and their eyes collided immediately. After seeing Zhang Yu's figure, Yun Shishui showed a sneer at the corner of her mouth. She thought to herself, you really won't cry until you see the coffin. Since you are so ignorant, today I will let you see how big the gap between us is. Thinking of this, Yun Shishui glanced at Zhang Yu indifferently. Then she retracted her gaze. The man next to her noticed Yun Shishui's action and followed her gaze. He soon found Zhang Yu's figure. His eyes sank immediately. He said in a cold voice, Junior sister Yun, these Zhang family trash are here too. They were lucky last time. How about I help you get rid of them this time? What do you think? As soon as the words fell, a hint of cold murderous intent appeared in the man's eyes. The man's name is Wang Ning. He is an inner disciple of Luoyan sect. And Wang Ning's father is still an elder of Luoyan sect, which makes his status even more noble, and few people in the sect dare to offend him. Facing Wang Ning's proposal, Yun Shishui shook her head gently. She responded, Thank you for your kindness, senior brother Wang. I can solve this matter myself, so I don't need to bother you. Upon hearing this, Wang Ning said softly, Okay, since junior sister has spoken in person, then senior brother, I will let him live a little longer. As soon as the voice fell, Wang Ning looked at Yun Shishui with tenderness on his face. Since the first time he saw Yun Shishui, Wang Ning was attracted by her exquisite face and unique temperament. He had already regarded her as his woman. Therefore, the last time Zhang Yu divorced his wife in public, Wang Ning chose to take action against him, and even listed him on the must-kill list. If it weren't for Yun Shishui's personal action, Wang Ning would have secretly sent someone to get rid of Zhang Yu. Other side, welcomed by several major aristocratic families, the elders of Luoyan sect and Xuanqing sect took their seats. As for the disciples they brought, was arranged to the audience stage, and the scene became very lively for a while, and everyone was looking forward to the test here. Not a moment, Zhang Wenkang and others came back again, and the heads of several major families also took their seats. The discussion at the scene also stopped. Ahem. After seeing everyone calm down, the elder of Xuanqing sect coughed twice. Get up slowly. His eyes quickly glanced around. He spoke loudly. My name is Chen Hongquan, and I serve as an outer elder in Xuanqing sect. As long as you pass this assessment and are willing to join the Xuanqing sect, I will issue you an entry token. PFF. Chen Hongquan had just finished speaking. Du Qingfeng couldn't help but let out a burst of laughter. He said sarcastically, Chen Hongquan, you Xuanqing peak are really not picky about food. No wonder your strength has become weaker and weaker over the years. It seems that you are already exhausted and planning to break the pot. Ha ha ha. The words fell. Du Qingfeng laughed without concealment. Those disciples of Luoyan sect who have just started. When he looked at the group of disciples of Xuanqing sect, his eyes were full of sarcasm and his expression looked very proud. It was as if they had joined the Luoyan sect, just a cut above others. Faced with Du Qingfeng's sarcasm, Chen Hongquan glanced at him indifferently. He said coldly, Du Qingfeng, do you plan to keep talking here? Du Qingfeng, humph, you won't shed tears until you see the coffin. You are so unbelieving in evil. Then I will let you recognize the reality and take a good look at the gap between our two sects. The words fell. Du Qingfeng stood up from his seat. He looked directly at Chen Hongquan. He spoke again. Let's start the assessment. I want to see who has the most talents. As Du Qingfeng finished speaking, Chen Hongquan slowly took 2 steps forward, arrived at the center of the giant square, and drew his long palm across his storage belt. Boom! I saw. A huge piece of black iron suddenly appeared and fell heavily to the ground, making a roaring sound. Click click click. While smoke and dust were everywhere, many cracks appeared on the surrounding ground, which showed that this black iron was extraordinary. After calming down for a while, Chen Hongquan, there are 2 items in this assessment. The first item is the strength test, which will be presided over by our Xuanqing sect. This star monument is made of black iron. Each inch of dent requires 100 kilograms of strength. As long as you can exert 500 kilograms of strength, you can pass the first test and advance to the second. As for the content of the second assessment, it is arranged by Luoyan sect. Please prepare yourself. The assessment will begin immediately. 500 pounds. Upon hearing this, many people had a look of worry in their eyes. To know, every time the body forging realm increases by 1 level, the strength only increases by more than 200 kilograms, and the third level of body forging is only 700 kilograms. The prerequisite for achieving this, the cultivation resources must be able to keep up. Those monks from poor family backgrounds simply cannot purchase medicinal materials to temper their bodies. Therefore, my own strength definitely cannot reach that high level. Just this first assessment. This will eliminate a large portion of the people on site. Other side. After listening to Chen Hongquan's narration, Zhang Chen's expression did not show the slightest change, and he walked towards Zhang Daoxin. He whispered, Daoxin, you don't need to be too conservative when you go up for the test. Just use 50% of your strength. Zhang Daoxin was stunned for a while. He opened his mouth and responded, Okay, second brother, I understand, but what you said is similar to that of eldest brother. He just told me not to be too conservative and to save face for my father. Hey hey, the words fell. A smile appeared on Zhang Daoxin's face, and there was a look of expectation in his eyes. Oh, Zhang Chen, brother also explained to you just now. Zhang Dao. Zhang Chen gently patted Zhang Daoxin's shoulder. Okay, Second brother knows, but you should be more controlled and don't be too showy. Zhang Daoshin. I know, second brother. After talking to Zhang Daoshin, Zhang Chen slowly came to Zhang Yu. Brother, what are your plans for the assessment later? Zhang Yu smiled slightly. I was just about to tell you that we don't have to be too showy this time, but we can't let them underestimate the Zhang family. Upon hearing this, Zhang Chen understood immediately. My eldest brother is going to start showing off. Originally Zhang Chen thought. Zhang Yu let Zhang Daoshin reveal some of his strength in order to attract the attention of others. Then hide behind and be the sixth child like yourself. But now it seems, my eldest brother has no intention of keeping a low profile. Instead, he planned to slap several famous families in the face in public. My eldest brother and my third brother are both like this. Of course I can't fall too far behind, otherwise my father will lose face. Just then, Chen Hongquan's voice came again. Okay, now I announce that the assessment has begun. As Chen Hongquan finished speaking, the people who participated in the assessment consciously formed two teams and started the first round of assessment. Boom. Very soon, the man at the front took action. He mobilized the blood and qi in his body and punched the Tianqing monument with a heavy punch, making a roar. I saw, under his punch, the Tianqing monument actually sank about 6 inches. The disciple in charge of recording saw this scene. He immediately said, Li Shan, 4th level of the body forging realm, score 600 kilograms, passed the first round of assessment. You go to the side and wait. Hearing that he passed the first round, Li Shan showed a touch of joy on his face, and hurriedly responded. He walked towards the corresponding position. With Li Shan's good start, the people behind him also instantly gained confidence, and their eyes showed confidence. However, when those people took action themselves, reality gave them a painful slap in the face. Boom boom boom. Lu Qing, failed. Zhao Zhang, failed. Failed. Several failed results in a row, which made the people behind them look dumbfounded. The mood that had just calmed down became tense again. No way, the 4th level of body forging failed. The standard of this assessment is too high, right? Yes, the elimination rate is too high. Boom. Just then, a loud noise interrupted the discussion of the crowd. GUC, a 5th level of body forging cultivator, tested 1,600 kilograms, passed the first round of assessment. 1,600 kilograms. As soon as this data appeared, the faces of the others were immediately shocked, and they all cast their eyes on GUC. Only to see, a gray-robed boy slowly retracted his arm, his expression was very indifferent, and he looked calm. However, when he glanced at the others, he showed a hint of pride. As if no one could catch his eye. Swish. Just then, Du Qingfeng stood up from his seat. He cast his eyes on GUC who was standing beside him. He spoke loudly. GUC, right. If you are willing to join Luoyan sect, not only can you not take the next 2 assessments, I can also promise you the status of an outer disciple. Wow. As soon as Du Qingfeng said this, it immediately caused an uproar, and the eyes of the others showed deep envy. You know, after passing the assessment here, you need to start as a menial disciple. Only after passing the second assessment in the sect, you can be promoted to an outer disciple. Now Du Qingfeng actually promised the outer disciple status directly, which shows that he values GUC's talent very much. That's right, the reason why Du Qingfeng directly snatched people. Naturally, he saw GUC's talent. Being able to hit 1,600 kilograms with the 5th level of the body forging realm is enough to prove that his foundation is very solid. As long as the sect gives him some training, there is a high possibility that there will be one more Divine Sea Realm or even a Creation Realm expert. He will certainly not let go of such a potential expert. After all, a Creation Realm expert is considered the middle-level strength of the sect. However, before GUC could reply, Chen Hongquan on the side turned his head and looked at Du Qingfeng, and said in a deep voice, Du Qingfeng, it's only the first round of assessment now, and you are grabbing people in advance. Isn't it a bit unreasonable? Is my Xuanqing sect just a decoration? Du Qingfeng, humph, which sect to join is their own business. What rules stipulate that all disciples must pass the assessment before they can be accepted? If you don't accept it, you can try it. If he is willing to join your Xuanqing sect, I have no objection. As soon as the voice fell, Du Qingfeng cast his eyes on Guc. Chen Hongquan was not to be outdone. His eyes quickly locked on Guc on the side. He said, "Friend Guc, as long as you are willing to join our Xuanqing sect, you can not only become an outer disciple, but I can also give you an extra third-grade Tongmei pill." Listening to the conditions given by Chen Hongquan, Du Qingfeng's face did not change at all. A confident smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. On the other side, everyone also cast their eyes on Guc, wanting to see how he would choose. After all, the chips given by both sides were similar. Guc's eyes swept over the two of them. The corners of his mouth rose slightly. Then he bowed slightly to Du Qingfeng. He responded, "Disciple Guc, I am willing to join Luoyan sect." Du Qingfeng. Ha ha ha. Good, very good. As Guc's voice fell, Du Qingfeng laughed loudly. Looking at Chen Hongquan, his eyes were full of sarcasm. He said sarcastically, "Old Chen, it seems that my Luoyan sect is one step ahead again. I will accept this famous disciple." Looking at the extremely proud Du Qingfeng, Chen Hongquan looked very ugly. But he still suppressed his anger. Responded coldly, "Don't be too proud, it's just the beginning, let's wait and see." "Oh, really?" Du Qingfeng smiled. He said loudly, "Today, our sect will increase the number of students to be recruited by 10. I hope you will seize this opportunity." "What, 10 more places?" The crowd around was boiling, and their eyes were full of excitement, and they seemed a little impatient. Chen Hongquan. Du Qingfeng, you. However, Chen Hongquan on the side was very angry. Du Qingfeng's move was undoubtedly aimed at Xuanqing sect. It was still the kind of undisguised. Du Qingfeng. Old ghost Chen, let's wait and see. Ha ha ha. After a loud laugh, Du Qingfeng took Guc to the gathering place, ignoring Chen Hongquan's ugly face. The others saw this scene. It further strengthened his determination to join the Luoyan sect. This incident did not last too long. The test soon started to run normally. Although many people were eliminated. But there were also many people who passed the test. As time went on, the number of people who did not take the test became fewer and fewer, and the people from the 4 major families also began to move. The first one to appear was Bai Shu. He glanced at the Zhang family coldly, and then stepped in front of the Tianqing monument, and the blood and energy in his body began to boil. Boom! Bai Shu threw a heavy punch, and the Tianqing monument made a roar, revealing his strength at the peak of the 6th level of the body forging realm. Bai Shu, the peak of the 6th level of the body forging realm, the test result is 1,800 kilograms, and passed the first round of assessment. As soon as the result came out, everyone immediately showed a touch of surprise. But Bai Shu's face was not very good. You know, that Guc's strength is much lower than his own, but he is only 200 kilograms different from him, which is not difficult to see from this. If they were at the same level, he would definitely not be the opponent of that Guc. This result was a little unbearable for him. But when he thought of the Zhang family's trash, Bai Shu's mood suddenly improved a lot. On the other side, after seeing this scene, he spoke again. "Bai Shu, if you are willing, you can directly join my Luoyan sect, and I will grant you the status of an outer disciple." When Bai Zontang, who was not far away, heard this, his face showed a touch of excitement, and his expression seemed very excited. He thought to himself, "Great, Zer successfully joined Luoyan sect, and there is nothing to worry about in the next action." On the other side, facing Du Qingfeng's repoaching, Chen Hongquan showed a helpless look in his eyes. There is no way. In recent years, Xuanqing sect has been declining. Although there are still many people willing to join his sect. But more people choose Luoyan sect. No surprise. Bai Shu directly accepted Du Qingfeng's invitation. Seeing this scene, the faces of the others were full of strange expressions. This assessment has only been the first item. Du Qingfeng has already recruited several disciples. The so-called assessment is already in name only. As Bai Shu left, Xiaofeng slowly walked towards the Tianqing monument, and when passing by the location of the Zhang family, Xiaofeng stopped moving forward, cast his eyes on Zhang Yu on the side, and a sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth. He said in a cold voice, "Zhang Yu, no matter what, you were once the first genius of Shenfeng City. I am looking forward to your performance. Of course, your Zhang family must pay the corresponding price for what you have done." When he said this, A strong killing intent burst out from Xiao Feng's body. There was no intention to hide it. Facing Xiao Feng's words, Zhang Yu's expression was extremely calm, and he glanced at him indifferently. He said indifferently, "Really? I am looking forward to it." The voice fell. Zhang Yu retracted his gaze, and did not pay much attention to Xiao Feng at all, and ignored him directly. Seeing Zhang Yu's arrogant look, Xiao Feng's eyes became even colder. He said in a deep voice, "Humph, let's see how long you can be proud." The voice fell. Xiao Yun took another step. On the other side, Zhang Chen recalled what Xiao Feng said just now. A thoughtful look appeared on his face. It seems that Xiao Yun's affairs have been exposed. No wonder the three great families are moving around so frequently. They must be planning to take action. Thinking of this, Zhang Chen's eyes showed a hint of coldness. After thinking for a while, Zhang Chen withdrew his gaze. The Bai family and Xiao family can know the truth of the matter. He wasn't surprised. After all, Kamikaze Castle is neither small nor big. If you really want to investigate something, it's just a matter of how long it takes. It's not difficult to know the truth. But Zhang Chen didn't care about this matter. If the Xiao and Bai families dared to attack the Zhang family directly regardless of life and death, he would not mind giving these people a ride. After all, the strongest person in Kamikaze City is only the 5th level of Divine Sea Realm. Zhang Chen now also has the cultivation level of the Divine Sea Realm, and coupled with his double pupils, fighting across levels is not a problem. Other side, when Xiao Feng came to the Star Monument, his strength at the 8th level of the body forging realm was fully revealed, and his black hair was dancing in the air. After feeling Xiao Feng's breath, there were looks of shock on the faces of the onlookers. Couldn't help but start talking. "Oh my god, Xiao Feng is only in his early 20s, but he has already broken through to the 8th level of the body forging realm. It seems that it won't be long before he can reach the Divine Sea Realm." Yes, if it weren't for Yun Shishui from the Yun family, with Xiao Feng's talent, he would definitely be the #1 genius in Kamikaze City. This is not certain. Although Yun Shishui was directly accepted as a disciple by Luoyan sect, she is not necessarily better than Xiao Feng. After all, several people were directly accepted as disciples just now. Upon hearing this, many people nodded in agreement. Subsequently, everyone quickly fell silent and turned their attention to Xiao Feng's direction, looking forward to his next performance. Oh, boom, I saw. Xiao Feng let out a loud bang in his mouth and waved his fist to hit the Star Monument with the blessing of huge strength. There was a gust of strong wind all around. Du Qingfeng, who was in the first place, saw a hint of surprise in his eyes when he saw this scene. A smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Slowly said, "Not bad. Not bad. To be able to control the power so perfectly is a rare genius. I didn't expect that this small Kamikaze city could achieve such gains." Hey, compared to Du Qingfeng's joy, Chen Hongquan's expression on the side was a bit ugly. I couldn't help but sigh. Not long ago, when the 4 major aristocratic families welcomed them, Chen Hongquan discovered some problems. Except for the Zhang family, the other 3 major aristocratic families all turned towards the Luoyan sect, and although they treated the Xuanqing sect with respect, Chen Hongquan could feel it. That's just some superficial effort. Therefore, you don't need to think about Chen Hongquan to understand. This Xiao Feng will definitely choose to join the Luoyan sect. When I think about my experiences during this time, Chen Hongquan sighed. I think our Xuanqing sect was once the holy land where countless monks yearned for cultivation. Now it is indeed so difficult to recruit disciples. I am really ashamed of our ancestors. Think of this. Chen Hongquan couldn't help but squeeze his fists. Boom. Other side. Under the gaze of everyone, Xiao Feng's fist landed on the Star Monument, and a large area was dented in an instant. The disciple in charge of recording his eyes focused. His mouth couldn't help but open a little wider. The wind generated by Xiao Feng's fist blew past his cheek. Let this disciple come to his senses quickly. Then he quickly said, Xiao Feng, an 8th level monk in the body forging realm, with a score of 5,000 pounds. What? 5,000 pounds. As soon as the disciple finished speaking, the crowd at the scene immediately became excited, with shock in their eyes. To know, in general, the energy that an 8th level body forging monk can produce is about 3,000 kilograms, but now Xiao Feng has exceeded 2,000 kilograms. As soon as this result came out, his position in the hearts of everyone, I couldn't help but improve a few points again. Other side. When Xiao Lengshan saw his son's results, a satisfied smile appeared on his face, and his expression looked extremely proud. Subsequently, he set his sights on Yun Xingtang. A sinister smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Bai Zontang on the side was silent at this time. Although his son's grades were also good, Xiao Feng's results came out. It seems a bit insignificant. Everyone in the Zhang family frowned slightly when they saw this scene, and the expressions on their faces looked a little ugly. Zhang Wenyuan set his sights on Zhang Wenkang. He lowered his voice and said, "Brother, the other three aristocratic families are now forming an alliance. Now that Xiao Feng's talent is so terrifying, our Zhang family is afraid that there will be a catastrophe." Zhang Wenkang, "Don't worry, this kid from the Xiao family is really talented, but you have to be patient with them." Listen to what Zhang Wenkang said. When Zhang Wenyuan thought about his son's recent changes, the worry on his face indeed disappeared a lot. At the same time, as soon as Xiao Feng's results came out, Du Qingfeng immediately invited him and promised some additional benefits. No surprises, Xiao Feng happily agreed to join the Luoyan sect. At this time, Chen Hongquan also understood. This assessment has no meaning anymore. The so-called 2 rounds of assessment are just a joke. Therefore, he also took advantage of this time. Among those who passed the first round of assessment, a few disciples were selected, but the effect was not too obvious. Many people still want to wait for the second round of assessment. However, he became a disciple of Luoyan sect. After all, the purpose of joining a sect is to practice. The stronger the sect, the more resources it has and the faster it will improve its strength. With Xiao Feng exiting, everyone turned their attention to the Zhang family. Xiao Lengshan even sarcastically said, "Zhang Wenkang, everyone else has passed the test. It's the Zhang family's turn. Let us all take a good look at you, the #1 genius of the Zhang family." Ha ha ha. As soon as Xiao Lengshan said these words, a burst of laughter broke out all around. Poof. Bai Shu, who was not far away, snorted. He said coldly, "What kind of first genius is just a loser whose engagement has been broken off? What is there to look forward to?" As soon as Bai Shu said this, everyone looked at Zhang Yu, full of contempt. However, faced with Bai Shu's provocation, Zhang Yu cast a look at him as if he were looking at a clown. His expression was extremely indifferent. Then he turned to look at Zhang Chen and Zhang Daoshan. Silently said, "Second brother, third brother, did you hear the dog barking just now? It was really noisy." Zhang Chen understood immediately. The corners of his mouth were also slightly raised. He opened his mouth and said, "Mad dogs like to bark wildly. For such a blind dog, just beat him to death with a stick." Listening to this conversation between the 2 Zhang brothers, Bai Shu's eyes were almost bursting with fire at this time, and his whole body was on the verge of rage, with veins popping out on his forehead. Presumptuous. Just then, before Bai Shu could speak, Du Qingfeng on the side roared angrily. He looked directly at Zhang Wenkang. He said in a cold voice, "Zhang Wenkang, for the sake of Shishui, I let your Zhang family go last time. I didn't expect that not only would you not be grateful, but you would dare to insult my sect disciples. If you don't give me a satisfactory explanation today, I wouldn't mind helping you discipline him with my own hands." Boom. The words fell. Du Qingfeng's cultivation level in the creation realm exploded instantly. The terrifying coercion swept across the entire place. The surrounding temperature couldn't help but drop a bit. As soon as Du Qingfeng said this, the atmosphere around him instantly became tense. Zhang Wenkang and others also looked grim. They thought that after the last conflict, although Du Qingfeng was somewhat dissatisfied with the Zhang family, he was at least an elder of the sect and should not take such things to heart. But from the current situation, Du Qingfeng obviously had a grudge against the Zhang family because of the last incident, and now he took the opportunity to attack the Zhang family. Bai Zontang and others saw this scene and immediately showed a gloating expression, wanting to see how the Zhang family would end. At this time, Chen Hongquan on the side took 2 steps forward. He said in a deep voice, "Why, when did Luoyan sect become so mean? An elder has no bottom line, and attacks others because of some trivial matters. Is it possible that only your Luoyan sect disciples are allowed to curse, and others can't say it back?" Hearing this, Du Qingfeng immediately cast his eyes on Chen Hongquan. He said in a cold voice, "Old Chen, what does my Luoyan sect have to do with you? I advise you not to meddle in other people's business." Chen Hongquan. "Humph, Chen Hongquan, will really take care of this trivial matter today. If you are still not convinced, I don't mind competing with you here." Du Qingfeng. "Do you really think I'm afraid of you?" Boom, crack, crack, the voice fell. Du Qingfeng's true energy kept running around, and the terrifying aura spread wildly, and a large number of cracks appeared on the ground where he was. Look at Du Qingfeng's appearance. It seems that as long as Chen Hongquan says one more word, he will directly attack him, and his attitude is very strong. On the other side, Chen Hongquan was not to be outdone. The aura around him continued to rise, and his eyes became sharp. In fact, Kuei's back slowly straightened. Wang Ning, who was not far away, saw this scene, and immediately showed a hint of sarcasm in his eyes. He turned his head and looked at Yun Shishui on the side. He said in a deep voice, "Junior sister Yun, it seems that the Zhang family has no self-awareness at all. They dare to offend Elder Du at this time. They are really a group of people who don't know how to live or die." Looking at the two elders confronting each other, Yun Shishui said coldly, "Since the last incident, my Yun family has no relationship with the Zhang family. Since he is so eager to die, he can't blame others." As soon as the voice fell, Yun Shishui retracted her gaze. On the other side, Du Qingfeng stared at Chen Hongquan. Speaking again, "Chen Hongquan, do you really want to go against me for such a small family?" Chen Hongquan. "Humph, stop talking nonsense, just use whatever means you have, I will accompany you to the end today." Du Qingfeng. Looking for death. As soon as the voice fell, Du Qingfeng was ready to take action directly. "What's wrong with the two elders today? Why are you so angry? Can't you talk nicely?" Just then, a low voice came from outside the square. Hearing this voice, Du Qingfeng's momentum paused slightly, and he quickly turned his head to look in the direction of the sound. His expression seemed a little gloomy. Today, he was repeatedly blocked by others, which made him feel very annoyed, and he was on the verge of going crazy. Seeing Du Qingfeng's eyes, everyone subconsciously retreated to the sides, fearing that he would misunderstand them again. As everyone retreated, soon, an empty road appeared. I saw a group of 3 people slowly walked in this direction. The one walking in front was a woman. She had a standard melon-shaped face, willow eyebrows and almond eyes, and was about 18 or 19 years old. She was wearing a purple long dress. After seeing her exquisite face, the eyes of the people around her were immediately straight, and many people showed admiration in their eyes. "Good, so beautiful, oh my God, this woman is too beautiful. Only Miss Shangguan can compare with her beauty." "You're right, since Miss Shangguan disappeared, Yun Shishui has been promoted to the most beautiful woman in Shenfeng City, but she is still far behind this woman." At this time, the purple-clothed woman walked in front with her hands behind her back, jumping and hopping, looking around curiously. As the 3 people approached, Du Qingfeng frowned slightly, and then restrained his momentum. He cast his eyes on the slightly fat man on the left. He said in a deep voice, "Lord Feng, today's matter should not be within your jurisdiction. Do you also want to stand up for the Zhang family? Isn't this breaking the rules?" Lord Feng. As soon as Du Qingfeng said this, everyone reacted immediately. "Oh my God, it's the city Lord Feng Haoshan. Doesn't the dynasty not interfere in the affairs of the sects? Why is he here today? And what is the identity of that woman? Even the city lord has to walk behind her." As soon as these words came out, everyone reacted instantly. The curiosity in their eyes became stronger. On the other side, Feng Haoshan heard Du Qingfeng's words. A smile appeared on his face. "Elder Du, you are too suspicious. The reason I came here today is just to bring the princess to participate in the assessment. There is no other intention." "Princess." Hearing this, Du Qingfeng immediately turned his eyes to the purple-clothed woman. After observing for a while, he turned his attention to the old man in black. When he felt the aura on the other party's body, a look of fear appeared on Du Qingfeng's face, his expression solemn. "Feng Haoshan. Yes, this is the youngest daughter of the ancient prince, Princess Xiao. I came here this time to take the little princess to participate in the entrance examination." Princess Xiao. Hear these 4 words. Zhang Wenqing had a strange look on his face and turned his gaze to Zhang Chen, who was standing aside. Seeing his father's eyes, there was a look of confusion on Zhang Chen's face. He couldn't help but ask, "Dad, what's wrong? Why are you looking at me like this?" Zhang Wenqing. "No, nothing." The words fell. Zhang Wenqing withdrew his gaze. In the midst of everyone's discussion, Zhang Chen also knew the identity of this woman. The woman in purple is named Jiyu Xiao. She is the daughter of Jiyu Tianshang. Jiyu Tianshang is a prince of the Tianlong dynasty, except for his unusual status. It itself has the cultivation level of breaking the void realm. He has a high status in the Tianlong dynasty. As for the identity of the man in black robe, he is Jiyu Xiao's protector, and his strength is the same as Du Qingfang. They are all in the realm of creation. But his aura seemed to be much stronger than Du Qingfang's. Other side, after Wang Ning saw Jiyu Xiao's appearance, there was also a fiery look in his eyes. But when I thought that Yan Shishui was still there, Wang Ning quickly suppressed this emotion. At this time, listening to the people around them comparing themselves with Jiyu Xiao, Yan Shishui frowned slightly. His face looked a little ugly. She had been waiting for so long just to join the Luoyan sect with excellent results under the spotlight. But now, he hadn't even appeared on the scene yet, but Princess Xiao was killed halfway. It stole all her limelight. This made Yan Shishui very unhappy. But when she thought that the other party was also here to take the assessment, Yan Shishui's ugly expression softened a lot. He thought to himself, so what if the princess is the best? I, Yan Shishui, am as talented as anyone, not even the princess. Think of this. Yan Shishui showed confidence again. He looked at Du Qingfang in silence. Feng Haoshan still had a faint smile on his face. He spoke again. Elder Du, Elder Chen, today is the day for the sect to recruit disciples. There is no need to quarrel like this over some trivial matters. How about I be a peacemaker? Besides, the princess came all the way here just to take part in your sect's assessment. You two should take a step back from this matter and just pretend that nothing happened. Upon hearing this, Du Qingfang glanced at the man in black robe. He said in a deep voice, "Since the Lord of Feng City has spoken, I, Du, will naturally have to give me face and let this matter go. However, if anyone dares to do the same thing next time, don't blame me for being rude." When it comes to this, Du Qingfang glanced specifically in the direction of the Zhang family. The meaning is self-evident. Other side, Chen Hongquan nodded towards Feng Haoshan. Then he also restrained his momentum. Zhang family. Just then, as soon as Jiyu Xiao heard the word Zhang family, his eyes immediately turned in the direction of the Zhang family, and then he took steps towards the location of the Zhang family. At the same time, a crisp voice came from his mouth. "Zhang Chen, which of you is Zhang Chen? Come out and let me see." Jiyu Xiao spoke. Everyone's eyes were attracted, with a look of curiosity on their faces. They started discussing quietly. What's going on? How could Princess Xiao know the name of the second young master of the Zhang family? Could it be that Zhang Chen offended her? I think it's possible. Maybe she came here specifically to cause trouble for the Zhang family. Hey, the Zhang family is really seeking death. It's not enough to offend a Luoyan sect. Now they have offended Princess Xiao. No one can save them now. Certainly, others have put forward different opinions. No, if Princess Xiao is really angered, there is no need for her to take action personally. With Prince Gu's love for Princess Xiao, he will definitely destroy the Zhang family directly. As soon as these words came out, everyone felt that this was indeed the case, and the curiosity in their eyes became even stronger. Even Du Qingfang on the side became interested. I really can't think of a small Zhang family. Why can he be related to Princess Xiao? Other side, the most confused person was undoubtedly Zhang Chen. He was 100% sure. There is no information about Princess Xiao in his mind. I have never seen this girl before. At this time, Zhang Yu and Zhang Daoshan also turned their attention to Zhang Chen. His eyes were full of doubts. Zhang Chen. I said I don't know her, do you believe me? Zhang Daoshan. Second brother, I believe it. Looking at Zhang Daoshan's inconsistent words, Zhang Chen really wanted to give him a kick. Just when everyone was speculating, Zhang Wenqing stood up on his own initiative, with a gentle smile on his face. She spoke softly. Girl Xiao, I haven't seen you for so many years, and you have grown into a tall and graceful girl. As soon as Zhang Wenqing said these words, everyone immediately felt that something was wrong. From his current words, it was not difficult to tell that there did not seem to be any conflicts between the two parties, but the relationship seemed to be quite good. After seeing Zhang Wenqing, Ji Xiao was stunned for a while. He spoke tentatively. Are you Uncle Wenqing? Zhang Wenqing. Haha, I didn't expect that little girl like you would still remember me. You were only 3 years old at the time. Upon hearing this, Ji Xiao was sure immediately. Then he spoke in a crisp voice. Uncle Wenqing, we haven't seen each other for more than 10 years. My father has always wanted to repay your kindness, but he can't get away due to his busy schedule. I hope you won't be offended. Zhang Wenqing. Haha, it's not in the way. It's not in the way. It was just a coincidence that I helped a little. Your father also gave me a lot of resources. Speaking of which, I still took advantage of you. Listen to the conversation between the two. The expressions of the other 3 major families immediately changed. The Zhang family actually interacted with Prince Ji. Original. Several people planned to take action against the Zhang family after the assessment, but now something like this suddenly happened. It caught them off guard. Xiao Lengshan. What kind of bad luck did Zhang Wenqing have to be related to Ji Tianshang? Could my son's death be in vain? Think of this. His fists couldn't help but clenched together. Just then, Bai Zontang slowly came over. He said in a deep voice, it shouldn't be that bad. Even if Zhang Wenqing and Prince Ji have some intersection, their relationship won't be very good. Otherwise, the position of head of the Zhang family will not fall into Zhang Wenkang's hands. Upon hearing this, Xiao Lengshan's eyes lit up immediately. There was a look of hope on his face again. Okay, after the matter is over, we will investigate the relationship between Zhang Wenqing and Prince Ji. If they are really just casual acquaintances, we can take action directly. Other side. After talking for a while, Zhang Wenqing turned to look at Zhang Chen. He urged, Chen'er, why don't you say hello to Princess Xiao quickly? Don't you see she is looking for you? Although I still don't understand what's going on. But Zhang Chen still stood up from his seat. He turned his attention to Ji Xiao. Slowly said, hello, Princess Xiao. Ji Xiao, are you Zhang Chen? The words fell. Ji Xiao's eyes kept looking at Zhang Chen. After pondering for a while, he muttered, he looks pretty good, but he's just a pretty boy. I don't think there's anything special about him. The words fell. Ji Xiao showed a hint of displeasure on her face. Listening to the little girl's muttering, Zhang Chen felt a little strange and couldn't figure out what she meant. Find yourself as soon as you come. Now that he had greeted her, there was an expression of disgust on his face again, which made Zhang Chen unable to deal with her. Just then, the old man in black robe came to Ji Xiao's side. A hoarse voice came from his mouth. Princess, let's do the assessment first. It won't be too late to deal with the Zhang family's affairs later. The prince said everything is up to you, and he will compensate you. Ji Xiao. Okay, let's take the assessment first. As Ji Xiao finished speaking, the old man in black robe turned his attention to Du Qingfeng and others. He said in a deep voice, you too, can you continue? Du Qingfeng nodded slightly. He opened his mouth and responded, yes, Princess Xiao, please do it. After getting a response, Ji Xiao stepped forward to the Tianxing monument. Raise your white and tender arms. He punched the star monument very casually. Boom, there was a loud noise. The Tianxing monument collapsed quickly, and Ji Xiao's strength at the 9th level of the body training realm was also displayed in front of everyone. The disciple in charge of registration saw this scene. His eyes almost popped out of his head. She shouted excitedly, Princess Xiao, she has achieved the 9th level of physical training and achieved a score of 6,000 pounds. Wow! As soon as these words came out, the crowd around him immediately became excited. To know, being able to hit 3,000 kilograms at the 9th level of body training is already considered very good, but now Princess Xiao has doubled her weight by half. This is already considered a genius level. But, when they thought that she was the daughter of Prince Ji, everyone felt that it was natural for her to achieve this result. After all, as the daughter of a prince, there will definitely be no shortage of training resources, and their bodies must have been tempered, which they cannot compare to. Seeing Ji Yu Xiao's results, Du Qingfeng's expression suddenly condensed, and his eyes immediately showed emotion. To know, among the two major sects today, there are more or less some members of the royal family who were interested in accepting Princess Xiao into the sect. Du Qingfeng was still very willing. Although these members of the royal family join the sect, they basically create their own power and recruit some geniuses to their ranks in order to compete for power in the future. It seems like poaching, but with the addition of these royal families, the sect will also get great convenience when it comes to obtaining spiritual stones and collecting resources. I really want to talk about it. This is a kind of mutual benefit. Not to mention, those are the real geniuses. Who is not a proud and arrogant person? It is impossible to be driven by others. Therefore, the joining of these royal families. Generally speaking, the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. And Princess Xiao's talent is so powerful. It was even more impossible for Du Qingfeng to give her up to Zan Qingzong. Think of this. Du Qingfeng immediately smiled and turned his attention to Ji Yu Xiao. He spoke loudly, "The princess is really talented. She deserves to be the daughter of the ancient prince. She really has no dog like a father." After pondering for a while, Du Qingfeng spoke again. "If Princess Xiao is willing to join Luoyan sect, I can recommend you as an inner disciple. With your talent, it is not difficult to become a core disciple." As soon as Du Qingfeng said these words, not to mention the other onlookers, even Yuan Shishui looked shocked. To know, even if she awakens her ice body, she will only get one spot as an inner disciple. But this Ji Yu Xiao was just a little more tyrannical physically, and she actually received the same treatment as herself. This was a little hard for Yuan Shishui to accept. "Yuan Shishui, humph, it's only 6,000 pounds. My ice body has reached the stage of Shaocheng. I will let you see what a real genius is in a moment." Think of this. Yuan Shishui's face regained its confidence again. Other side, Zhang Chen looked at Ji Yu Xiao's results. He couldn't help but nodded. But Zhang Chenyi looked up and found that Ji Yu Xiao was looking at him with a hint of provocation in his eyes. After discovering this, the confusion in Zhang Chen's heart became even stronger. Just as everyone thought, Ji Yu Xiao should have directly agreed to join the Luoyan sect, just like Xiaofeng and others. But she gave a surprising answer. "Ji Yu Xiao, thank you Elder Du for your kindness, but the assessment is not over yet. I want to wait until the assessment is over before deciding which sect to join." Kindness. Upon hearing this, the old man in black robe suddenly became expressionless. Before coming, Ji Yu Tianshang made it clear that the first choice sect this time was Luoyan sect. But now, the other party offered such generous terms. His little master actually didn't agree. Although I was very confused inside. But the old man didn't speak. After all, he is only responsible for protecting Ji Yu Xiao, and other matters are not within his jurisdiction. Other side, when Du Qingfeng heard Ji Yu Xiao's answer, the smile on his face froze slightly. But he quickly controlled his emotions. After a dry laugh, he responded, "Haha, it doesn't matter. Princess, you can think about it slowly." Other side, Chen Hongquan saw this scene. There was a hint of joy in his eyes immediately. He quickly said, "Princess, if you join the Xuanqing sect, you can also obtain the status of an inner disciple. As long as you pass the internal assessment of the sect, you will definitely be promoted to a core disciple within 1 year." The words fell. Chen Hongquan looked at Ji Yu Xiao expectantly. Most geniuses have been picked up by the Luoyan sect. Now that he finally has an opportunity, he will certainly not miss it. "Ji Yu Xiao, thank you, Elder Chen, for your support. I will consider it." After hearing Ji Yu Xiao's answer, although Chen Hongquan was a little regretful, he still showed a kind smile. "It's better to think about it more. Our Xuanqing sect welcomes the princess at any time." Although Ji Yu Xiao did not agree, there was no clear rejection either. Having hope is better than nothing. Seeing that everyone was almost finished talking, Du Qingfeng didn't want to wait any longer and turned his attention to Du Yuan Shishui. He opened his mouth and said, "Shishui, the princess has already taken action. You should go up and give it a try." Next is the second round of assessment. Upon hearing this, Yun Shishui immediately stood up from her seat. Stepped forward towards the star monument. When passing by the Zhang family's location, Yun Shishui glanced at Zhang Yu proudly, her eyes full of arrogance. Subsequently, she quickly picked up her pace. After a while, we arrived in front of the star monument. Watching Yun Shishui come on stage, the crowd of onlookers suddenly became interested and cast their gazes over. After all, if it weren't for Ji Yu Xiao's sudden appearance, Yun Shishui could be said to be the finale player today. Now everyone is very curious. In the end, it was Princess Xiao who was more talented, or Yun Shishui who was better. Kacha kacha. Just then, a small noise caught everyone's attention. What's going on? Why do you feel so cold suddenly? Look, the ground around Miss Shishui is actually frozen. It's really incredible. After hearing this cry, everyone immediately turned their attention to it. It seems that those rumors are true. Miss Shishui really has a body of ice. No wonder Luoyan's sect directly accepted her as an inner disciple. This talent is really terrifying. As soon as these words came out, the rest of the people immediately showed a look of understanding. Even the old man in black robe saw a look of shock in his eyes when he saw this scene. To know, anyone who can possess a physique, as long as there are no accidents, there is a high chance that one can break through to the creation realm, or even reach the cave heaven realm. He really didn't expect it. Physique can actually appear in a place like Kamikaze City. Look at the shocked looks on the other people's faces. Du Qingfeng showed a proud smile on his face and cast a provocative look at Chen Hongquan. Chen Hongquan saw this scene. He turned around to avoid Du Qingfeng's sight. The only thing that can be done now. It's just out of sight and out of mind. Boom. Kacha, kacha. I saw. Yun Shishui punched the star monument, and a large amount of cold air surged out of her body. A layer of frost appeared on the star monument. 7,500 pounds. After recovering from the sluggishness, the disciple in charge of recording immediately yelled, his eyes full of shock. Wow! As soon as this result came out, the scene instantly fell into silence, and they could also feel Yun Shishui's aura just now. The cultivation base is at the same level as Princess Xiao. Under the same strength, it is actually more than 1,000 kilograms more than Princess Xiao. It is enough to prove that her talent is stronger than Ji Yu Xiao. At this time, the most excited person is Yun Xingtang. If the Yun family has such a genius, their status will definitely rise in the future, and their rise is unstoppable. After seeing Yun Shishui's results, many people are already thinking about it secretly. How should I go about currying favor with the Yun family in the future? After taking a long breath, Yun Shishui slowly retracted her palm. A smile appeared on the cold face. Subsequently, Yun Shishui slowly turned her gaze to Ji Yu Xiao. This time I found out. The other party's attention was not on him at all, but looked in the direction of the Zhang family from time to time. After discovering this, the smile on Yun Shishui's face instantly faded. Ji Yu Xiao's disregard made her feel insulted. Immediately, Yun Shishui subconsciously turned her attention to the Zhang family. But found out. The three Zhang family brothers didn't look at themselves, but were chatting to themselves, and from time to time there was laughter. Crack, click. After discovering this, Yun Shishui clenched her fist hard, and there was a sound of bones in her hand. The air of ice could not help but become a little heavier. Why, Yun Shishui, am the protagonist, how dare you ignore me, I will make you pay the price. Facing Yun Shishui's results, although everyone was shocked inside. But there wasn't much discussion. After all, she has a special physique like ice body. Although he was much stronger than Ji Yu Xiao, the other party was a princess, so they did not dare to judge him casually. If Yun Shishui is compared with others, her powerful talent cannot be highlighted. Therefore, now an embarrassing situation has formed. After recovering from the shock, everyone just looked at Yun Shishui quietly. No one chose to speak. This scene before me. It was completely different from what Yun Shishui had imagined, which made her originally bad mood even more uncomfortable. Ahem. Just then, Du Qingfeng obviously also discovered the problem. After coughing twice, he said in a deep voice, "Okay, now that the first round of testing is over, let's proceed to the second round of testing." The words fell. Du Qingfeng was about to move the star monument away, etc. Just then, a shout came from the direction of the Zhang family, interrupting Du Qingfeng's movements. Du Qingfeng turned around slowly. He looked in the direction of the Zhang family. It was only when I saw it that I discovered it. It was Zhang Chen who called him out, which made Du Qingfeng's face immediately darken. He said angrily, "Why, do you have anything else to do?" Looking at Du Qingfeng's gloomy face, Zhang Chen didn't show the slightest fear and looked directly at him. He responded calmly, "Elder Du, we in the Zhang family haven't tested yet, why did you say that the first round is over?" Poof. Faced with Zhang Chen's questioning, Du Qingfeng let out a burst of laughter. He said sarcastically, "As for those losers from the Zhang family, even if they are tested, it is just a waste of time. They will fail anyway, and it doesn't matter whether they are tested or not." Ha ha ha. As soon as Du Qingfeng said these words, there was a burst of laughter from the gathering place of Luoyan sect disciples. PFF. Bai Shu, who was not far away, sneered. He said in a cold voice, "Zhang Chen, do you really think Zhang Yu is still the #1 genius? Don't embarrass yourself here. Yes, wastes must have the awareness of wastes and stop wasting all our time." Other side. Looking at Zhang Chen, who was neither humble nor arrogant, Jiyu Xiao's eyes showed a hint of surprise and she couldn't help but glance at him. Actually, the reason why Du Qingfeng couldn't see through the cultivation of Zhang Chen and others was due to the technique of concealing aura. A few days after Zhang Chen started practicing, he passed on this technique to Zhang Yu and Zhang Daoshan. After this period of getting along, the three brothers have reached a tacit understanding that they should never ask too many questions that should not be asked. Therefore, after receiving the exercises from Zhang Chen, he did not ask where the martial arts came from, and went straight into the cultivation state. Enough. Just then, a scolding sound suddenly came out, instantly suppressing everyone's discussion. I saw. Chen Hongquan walked out slowly. He said in a deep voice, "No matter how talented you are, as long as you meet the test requirements, you can take part in the test." The words fell. Chen Hongquan turned his attention to Du Qingfeng. He said in a deep voice, "Du Qingfeng, you are an elder of a sect, so you don't even follow the rules. How can you convince the public?" Du Qingfeng. Okay, very good. Since you insist on embarrassing yourself, then I want to see what the three geniuses of the Zhang family are capable of. While talking, Du Qingfeng's eyes were full of sarcasm. The words, three geniuses, were specially emphasized. The words fell. Du Qingfeng slowly sat back on his seat, and Yan Shishui also took advantage of this time to return to the gathering place of Luoyan sect. Looking at Zhang Chen and others who were confronting Du Qingfeng, she looked like a clown in her eyes. In her opinion, Zhang Yu and his group were just trying to impress others. As soon as Wang Ning saw Yan Shishui, he immediately came forward with a smile on his face. "Junior sister, your ice body is getting more and more powerful. Even Princess Xiao can't compare to you." Yan Shishui. "Senior brother, thank you." Facing Wang Ning's compliment, Yan Shishui responded calmly and then became quiet again. Wang Ning also turned his head slightly. He cast his gaze in the direction of the Zhang family. At this time, facing Du Qingfeng's unabashed sarcasm, Zhang Chen also showed no sign of weakness. He turned to look at Zhang Daoshan. She said in a deep voice, "Daoshan, since Elder Du wants to see the strength of the Zhang family, let him broaden his horizons." Zhang Daoshan. "Okay, second brother." Boom. The words fell. Zhang Daoshan stood up from his seat and quickly rushed towards the star monument without any hesitation. Bump. No one has reacted yet. Zhang Daoshan's fist has landed on the star monument. Since Zhang Daoshan's back was turned to everyone and his arm position was blocked, they couldn't see clearly what was going on. Although the situation of the star monument cannot be clearly seen, but Zhang Dao's strength at the 8th level of the heart training realm was clearly visible to everyone, and many people couldn't recover for a long time. How is it possible? Why does Zhang Daoshan have the strength of the 8th level of body training? Face this problem. No one in the crowd of onlookers could answer. Brush. Du Qingfeng also stood up from his seat. His face became extremely ugly, he actually looked away this time. But even so, Du Qingfeng still didn't believe that the Zhang family could achieve any good results. He couldn't help but urge, Zhao Ping, what are you doing standing there? Why don't you report your results quickly? Upon hearing this, Zhao Ping quickly calmed down. He stammered and said, Zhang Daoshan, strength, 8th level of physical training, achievement, 2, 20,000 kilograms. What, 20,000 pounds? Zhao Ping finished speaking. The scene fell into silence instantly, and everyone held their breath subconsciously, with a look of shock on their faces. Impossible, I don't believe how a loser like Zhang Daoshan can achieve a score of 20,000 pounds. Bai Shu suppressed the shock in his heart. He shouted directly. The 8th weight of body training hits 20,000 pounds. This is simply unheard of. Other side, Yun Shishui stood up directly from her seat. His eyes were full of disbelief. At this time, the faces of Xiao Lengshan and others were gloomy and uncertain. They all fell into silence. Even the old man in black has always been calm. His eyes also narrowed slightly. The smile on Feng Hoshan's face also faded, revealing a look of deep surprise. He is the city lord of Kamikaze City. He has some understanding of the Zhang family's situation. Zhang Daoshan's talent is not very good, and his previous cultivation level was only at the 3rd level of the body training realm. But now, not seen for a while, Zhang Dao's heart jumped directly to the 8th level of body training, and then thought of Ji Yu Xiao coming to visit the Zhang family. Feng Hoshan reacted instantly. He thought to himself, it seems that the Zhang family is not as simple as it seems. No wonder it is related to Prince Ji Yu. Think of this. Feng Hoshan immediately made a decision in his heart. He must have a good relationship with the Zhang family in the future. Other side, Ji Yu Xiao also looked surprised, her big eyes full of curiosity, and her eyes kept wandering in the direction of the Zhang family. At the same time, I was also filled with doubts inside. What's going on? Why is this different from the information I got? Brush. Just then, Du Qingfeng dodged and quickly rushed in the direction of Zhang Daoshan, wanting to personally verify the authenticity of his results. However, Chen Hongquan on the side saw this scene and thought that the other party was going to take action against Zhang Daoshan, so he quickly rushed forward, blocking in front of Du Qingfeng. Chen Hongquan. Du Qingfeng, what do you want to do? If I don't exist, can you be an old man? At this time, looking at Chen Hongquan's proud face, Du Qingfeng's expression was extremely ugly. Now, there is a conflict between the Luoyan sect and the Zhang family, and Zhang Daoshan will definitely join the Xuanqing sect in the end. Invisibly sending such a genius to the opponent. This was a bit difficult for Du Qingfeng to accept. After suppressing his emotions, Du Qingfeng said coldly, Old Ghost Chen, I'm not in the mood to talk about these things with you. I want to verify his results myself. Isn't that okay? Chen Hongquan, haha, if you want to test it yourself, of course you can, but I have to ensure the safety of this little guy. How about we go there together? Du Qingfeng, humph, it's up to you. The words fell. The two of them walked towards the Star Monument. Du Qingfeng had a gloomy face the whole time, feeling as sick as if he had eaten a dead fly. Come to Zhang Daoshan. Chen Hongquan showed a kind smile on his face. He directly ignored Du Qingfeng, who was standing aside. He opened his mouth and asked, Little guy, are you willing to join the Xuanqing sect? I can make you an inner disciple. As soon as Chen Hongquan said these words, Du Qingfeng is looking at the Star Monument. He immediately looked sarcastic. He said in a cold voice, Chen Hongquan, I didn't expect that after so many years, your Xuanqing sect is still as rigid as ever. Only one inner sect quota is given to such a talented disciple. Subsequently, Du Qingfeng turned his attention to Zhang Daoshan. He opened his mouth and said, As long as you join the Luoyan sect, I will not pursue any crimes committed by the Zhang family and below, and I can guarantee that you will become a core disciple within a short period of time. After the investigation just now, Du Qingfeng discovered this Zhang Daoshan really weighed 20,000 pounds. So, he didn't want to give up this kind of genius to Zhan Qingzong. Other side, Chen Hongquan heard these words of Du Qingfeng. His expression changed immediately. He said coldly, What do you know? As long as a disciple has the strength, it will be a matter of time before he becomes a core disciple. If you don't have some experience at the bottom first, what if you directly become a direct disciple? Du Qingfeng, after all, it's just that your Xuanqing sect is not capable. The words fell. Du Qingfeng. Zhang cast his eyes on Zhang Daoshan, waiting for his response. The face is the most ugly at this time. They must belong to the three major aristocratic families. Rojiang Daoshan became the core disciple of Luoyan sect. Let alone deal with the Zhang family. It would be good if it is not directly annexed by the other party. Other side, Zhang Wenkang and others also showed their emotions. Although Zhang Yu and Yun Shishui had a grudge, the conditions offered by Du Qingfeng were too tempting. If Zhang Daoshan becomes a core disciple, then Yun Shishui posed no threat. But Zhang Wenkang and others were still a little worried. After all, Du Qingfeng had some unpleasant experiences with the Zhang family. And Du Qingfeng's current attitude is also a bit perfunctory. Although he said Zhang Daoshan was a core disciple, there was not much sincerity on his face. After discovering this, Zhang Wenkang and others understood immediately. The reason why Du Qingfeng did this was probably to prevent Zhang Daoshan from joining the Xuanqing sect. As for the core disciples, it was probably a scam. Other side, after the initial shock, Yun Shishui's expression calmed down again, but the aura around her was terrifyingly cold. Today, one after another, I was robbed of the limelight by others. Make her presence less and less. She could tolerate Ji Yu Xiao at first, but now she despises the Zhang family the most. He even jumped out and slapped himself in the face. After discovering Yun Shishui's abnormality, Wang Ning spoke softly. Shishui, you don't need to worry too much, this Zhang Daoshan is just a little stronger. You have an ice body. After you break through to the Divine Sea realm, you will definitely be able to trample this trash under your feet. He pondered for a while. A cruel smile appeared on Wang Ning's lips. He said in a deep voice, besides, as long as Zhang Daoshan joins the Luoyan sect, I can kill him slowly, and Elder Du will not be able to let him grow up. Wang Ning said this. Yun Shishui also nodded in agreement. But she didn't reply. His eyes were still fixed on Zhang Daoshan not far away. Just as everyone thought, when Zhang Daoshan agreed to join the Luoyan sect. But he gave a surprising answer. Zhang Daoshan, I don't care about core disciples. My eldest brother and second brother have said that they will join the Xuanqing sect this time. It's useless for you to ask me to be your direct disciple. Zhang Daoshan said this. There was an uproar at the scene. Oh my God, he refused. Is he stupid? If a core disciple doesn't do anything, he becomes an inner disciple. Zhang Daoshan is really a talented person. Du Qingfeng, presumptuous. Other side, Du Qingfeng was also very angry. His face instantly darkened, and a strong aura pressed towards Zhang Daoshan. Crucial moment. A figure blocked Zhang Daoshan's body. Chen Hongquan. Du Qingfeng, if you, a strong man in the creation realm, attack a junior, aren't you afraid of being laughed at by others? Du Qingfeng. Humph, what's there to be proud of? I think this guy's physique is mediocre, but he's just a little stronger than others. Only you will treat him as a treasure. Other side, seeing Zhang Daoshan's refusal, the three major aristocratic families couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Just then, Zhang Chen stood up from his seat again. His eyes were fixed on Du Qingfeng. He said calmly, Elder Du, I wonder if the genius of my Zhang family can catch your eye. There was a hint of sarcasm in Zhang Chen's words. This old guy has been targeting the Zhang family, and now he can disgust him. Of course Zhang Chen would not miss this opportunity. Du Qingfeng, humph, I can't see anything like this. Ha ha. Du Qingfeng finished speaking. Zhang Yu heard a chuckle from the side, and looked at Zhang Chen. The two stood up from their seats at the same time. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.